For over 1,000 generations, the Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace and justice in the Old Republic. Before the Dark Tower, before the Empire.
If you remain the power of the dark side,
you may fire when ready.
I'll show you the dark side. We would be honored if you would join us.
Don't worry, R2. We're going.
Back it up, but what you have there.
I am a Jedi, like my father.
Force will be with you, always.
Welcome back to Blah Wars. We are back again with a new episode, a new commentary to complete the prequels here. Yeah! Revenge of the Sith. Yeah! I can't. My enthusiasm for this is really.
Can you hear it in
down.
his voice?
Yeah.
He can't be bothered.
This is going to be the last time I ever have to watch Revenge of the Sith. After this, I've got no excuse to watch it again. So.
Is it your favourite of the prequels?
No.
What,
the first one's my favourite of the prequels, probably.
This film's much better than all of them.
I don't agree, but we'll see how I feel at the end. If you can convince me throughout, if it's maybe we're ready to go. Before we start, quick reminder: our competition to do Star Wars VR is still going. You can still apply. Basically, send us an email, and you can win a day out in London with me and Jude and one of your mates. We'll take you down to London.
The dogs.
What?
Take you down to Soho.
Yeah. After. It's a good competition. Yeah, listen to our last episode for information on that. We've still got some Star Wars t-shirts for sale as well. If you want one of them, get in touch with the show. The email address for both of those things is blahwarspodcast@gmail.com. And now, without further ado, should we start the film?
Please.
Here we go then. Oh, that's very quiet.
20th century fucks. It does feel like Star Wars when that comes up.
It may come back because Disney own Fox now, right?
Yeah, they do. Indeed, they do. So, in order of best to worst prequels,
this is generally considered the best prequel.
but for you, this comes in at number 2.
Yeah, probably. I mean, nothing's worse than 2, is it? You know, after last time, we made a really entertaining podcast episode there. People said that watching it with the podcast, that episode we recorded, was really enjoyable. So hopefully this will be the same.
Revenge of the Sith.
So how many years after the last film is this one?
3, I think. 3.5, maybe.
Okay. The big noticeable difference is that Anakin Skywalker's got long hair now,
And a scar.
and a scar down his face, and which we didn't see. So all this stuff has happened since we haven't seen, right?
So, but
Count
you've got to
Dooku's-
remember, between episode 2 and this film, there's all the Clone Wars series as well.
Which I don't watch.
Which you don't watch. But it goes into a lot of lore, it goes into a lot of stuff like the wills and all of that. So, you know, if you're into that, you've got a lot of background on Dooku and, I don't know, General Grievous and all of those guys as well.
Was General Grievous originally in the cartoon series?
So there was like a micro series of Clone Wars and he was in that.
So he was a cartoon character before he was a film character? Like Saw Gerrera?
That's a good question.
I thought Saw Gerrera was the first character to be translated from...
Yeah, he was. Saw Gerrera's in the Clone Wars animation series. 3D
the 3D animation series.
So I enjoy this sequence. I think it's, you know, as a piece of art direction, it's quite well done. So it leads you through the battle quite beautifully. And they're in sync with each other, right? So the Jedi Knights, they both turn at the same time and they fall down at the same time. Flying over Coruscant.
Right. So what's the actual objective of this battle we're watching right now? Is it just whoever kills the most people wins? Is there actually kind of like a
that's a good point.
objective
the Separatists are attacking home territory, right? So this is like a full-on, probably a last-ditch effort assault over Coruscant. It's like the centre of the universe, and I think this whole scene is to say, look, the war has been taking place in the outer territories of the system. Suddenly, it's right in the middle of the battle.
Right. Okay.
Of the universe. Sorry. Oddball. The clones in this are just awful. That's all CGI. CGI faces.
Really?
Yeah.
Disappointing.
So they're kind of those things there. I guess are like the first sort of rendition of an X-wing.
Yeah, and I've seen these recently because I've been playing Battlefront, and unfortunately, you do have to play these kind of levels as well, which suck. I mean, when this comes on, I lose interest, really.
Why do you hate it so much?
I just hate all this stupidity of these robots that go uh-oh and stuff. It's just, oopsie doopsie and stuff. Uh-oh.
So that clone,
I did a fart.
That clone that just fell out into space and floated through space, if that was Princess Leia, she would have pulled herself back to the planet, resisted the burn through the atmosphere.
So a load of generic people that look exactly the same are being shot. Well, that's what I hate. These annoying little
I guess
robots
for me, it's like, okay,
around.
they're generic people, but they're clones, so they've still got like feelings and personalities, where they're just fighting they're fighting machines.
So it's like
it's like us versus the kettle versus the toaster and the microwave. Who cares if we kill them? They weren't alive in the first place. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. There's
no depth or meaning to the enemy here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There's I mean, that's like, okay. Anakin Skywalker there, dodging missiles. I was really expecting to get killed at that moment because it's the beginning of the film. I thought, it's the beginning of the third film. Obviously, they're going to kill off Anakin Skywalker straight away.
What a twist that would have been! If he'd done that, and the original trilogy was this complete lie.
Oh, I remember this sequence now from the cinema. Yeah, I thought this was really.
Is this the first time you've seen it since the cinema?
No, I've probably seen it 2 times since the cinema. So
bloody hell! This is
really. I mean, the reason I tell you, I did not enjoy these films first time around. That droid wouldn't be making any noise because its head's just got ripped off. So I didn't enjoy these first time round, and they left such a bad impression that I didn't have any desire to watch them again. And having watched the prequels with you, my opinion towards them hasn't really changed at all.
Of course.
The second one particularly is worse than I remember.
But Hayden Christensen's accent in this film is far, far more.
He's showing emotion this time. He's actually smiling and stuff, which is...
Yeah, he believes in what he's doing, I guess. So he becomes a bit of a maniac here, starts smashing them up.
It's supposed to be a really good pilot, right? This is supposed to be... See, I seem to remember this movie refers a lot to stuff that they've done off-screen. And all their friendship and whatever is basically off-screen. And you don't really see any of that, which is lazy in my opinion.
Well, I personally feel like this should have been episode 2.
This is really annoying, this little crab thing.
It's a buzz droid. They basically rip your ship apart. This should have been episode 2.
Right, okay.
Yeah, you don't need to understand. You don't need to
don't
know
need all that Clone Wars bollocks, do we?
All you need is there's some clones that are being made at the end of episode 1, maybe, and then this, straight into this, and then episode 3 would have been Vader.
Just saying that line because
you have to.
Saying that line. Well, they don't say it in the Last Jedi. But...
Well, our listeners are like, cool, what happened to these guys? They're depressed this week.
Because we have to watch this.
So R2's a little bit more like jumping around, doing loads of stuff, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, I remember he's very CGI-y in this one. He flies around a lot and he goes very, very fast.
Where the hell's that?
And he kind of accidentally he sort of accidentally gets himself out of trouble all the time. That's where the robot goes when it falls over. They're meant to be robots that the whole purpose is military, soldiers, right?
They don't need
so why do they have these
personalities
kind of stupid...
So even R2, when he spills the oil, he just spills a load of oil on the floor and then shoots it with fire and kills the
R2, go back.
Kills who?
the two other droids. You'll see it in a
Is
minute.
that...
You'll see
Okay,
it
I
in
was
a
going
minute.
to say, is that coming out?
So even that is ridiculous.
Yeah.
There he is.
R2's suddenly very agile. Oh, this is General Grievous. Yeah.
Just not needed, really.
A robot that coughs.
He's kind of he's a humanoid. Well, not humanoid, but he's he's like a little bit alien, a little bit droid, cyborg.
Is it actually Watto?
Sounds a lot like Watto, doesn't it?
Is it because they didn't have Watto in this one? They needed like a Jewish stereotype.
Yeah, another one. Just gotta tick that box.
This is almost identical to that scene in Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
I guess George Lucas would say that's the poetry in Star Wars.
So Kenobi's outfit here is exactly the same outfit. You see, he's got the little turtleneck.
Right,
Alec Guinness
yeah.
is wearing. There you go. There's a super.
Oh, a super droid
thing.
Yeah.
There's more than one way out of here.
So that lightsaber is Rey's lightsaber. How's that for poetry?
Oh yeah. So he's built that since the last film. Right. What's he doing?
See, the other thing is for at least 30 years, or since at least episode 1, Kenobi's been hanging around with R2-D2 in various scenarios. Fast forward 20 odd years.
Oh, he moved a bit quick then. Oh no, this is all CGI. Yeah. Fucking hell. See, there's no weight. There's no R2 would not move that quickly. It's a slow, heavy droid.
This is 12 years ago, right? This film came out.
I know. Why couldn't they have done that with a real puppet, a real R2-D2?
They must custom.
What, to
More
build
expensive.
the stuff?
Yeah, it's all a bit. I haven't seen this film for a while, and it feels like a game.
Yeah. It feels like a video cutscene to me. You know, a video game cutscene where you have to watch some bullshit and then you have to play.
Did you see Ewan McGregor at the Golden Globes the other day? He was sporting his ginger beard.
Yeah, I did.
What do you think?
He's got a beard.
Kenobi film?
Looks a bit like Kenobi. They're not filming that yet, so I don't think it's anything to do with that. He's an actor. He does have to grow facial hair for other roles. Did you watch him in Trainspotting 2?
Yeah.
It's very disappointing.
You didn't like that film? Bloody hell. Is there any film you do
Come
like?
on,
The Last Jedi?
you don't need a sequel to Trainspotting.
That Violet's rubbish. Man, we are depressed this episode. This is the best prequel.
The best prequel's Rogue One. But it doesn't deserve the title of prequel.
So here's Palpatine. So clearly,
yeah, obviously this is a complete.
Dooku knows, Dooku and him know who each other are in this scene.
Yeah, this is just throne room Return of the Jedi. Why have they put him in that big old throne then? If he's a prisoner.
Good point.
You're a prisoner, have the most comfortable chair, and also we won't let you get up, but you can rotate as much as you want.
And you've got to remember the poetry.
Oh, fuck off, Christopher Lee did that. Yeah, Christopher Lee, he's so powerful, he flips over banisters.
Chancellor Palpatine, Sith Lords are our speciality.
Your sword, please.
Swords.
To make a mess of things.
Give me your sword.
They went no lightsaber, Christopher. He went no. Straight in there.
So this is a stunt
double
with
CGI
his
face.
CGI face on. Quite well done.
My powers have doubled.
I like Christopher Lee as a actor.
Twice the pride, double the
My powers have doubled. Oh my god. They needed to have a script editor on this.
Yeah. Did you see that? shadow. Look at the shadows of the lightsaber sticks. They've not bothered CGIing that up.
Oh, right.
Look, you'll see it. Because the lightsaber would emit light, not...
Yeah, Palpatine's enjoying it, isn't he?
Right, this would kill him. This massive ledge. Look at what it does to his ribs. Right, cuts right into his body.
Oh, God. CGI
I'm
bridge
sorry.
cuts someone in half.
After watching The Last
Yeah, he'd be
Jedi,
paralysed.
this is pretty
He'd
bad.
He'd have no legs at all.
The fight in this is pretty bad.
Look at the lighting, though. It's not even...
It's not glowing.
It's not... No, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about the way it's lit. It's just...
Well, the
It's
other
not that
direction's not
interesting.
great, is it?
No. Well, this does look like a real set here. It doesn't look like they're standing on a green screen. It does look like they've actually built something. I don't know which case it is.
Well, that outside... I think
The outside's fine, but
Yeah,
I'm
but
talking about the inside.
it's too
Okay.
distracting to
Hands
the
off.
fight.
You're dead.
Good, Anakin, good.
So Anakin's got a red lightsaber here.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like a little nod to...
Kill him now.
You don't really see him holding it. And he's confused and there's conflict. But this in this moment where it should where it should all be concentration on that moment, I'm so distracted by the fight going on outside the windows.
Yeah. In The Last Jedi, they have a big red curtain, don't they?
He was too dangerous to be kept alive.
Yeah, I mean, and that's The Last Jedi as a piece of art is beautiful. These are just a bit of a mess.
Costumes have always been good in these, though. In the prequels, it's one of the few things I
Costume design, yeah, it's very good.
do think it's very well done.
But I think there's an
The casting is generally really well done, but there's just they gave the lead roles to some people that couldn't really handle the lead role.
I still think that should have been Leonardo DiCaprio. But
time. We must get off this ship before it's too late.
Oh, so he's okay. So it didn't really land on him. It's sort of
Seems to be
it's hovering.
leave him or whatever makes
But it's just it, like crushed his hips. It seems to be all right. It'll need a hip operation, but yeah, generally, if Yoda can do it.
See, look at the actual the bridge of this ship. It's like something out of Alien. It's not. It doesn't look like it belongs to the Star Wars universe at all.
No. There's a lot of sort of purple light and blue blaster bolts, and
If you think about the original Star Wars film, it's very dark in the ships. You know, the view, especially where the gunners are. It's very, very dark.
I always felt that.
There goes R2D2. Why are they firing on that ship? They're aboard that ship.
Well, I guess they don't know, but I think the thing for me is that this should feel older than the original trilogy.
Yeah. Look at all the
And
screens.
it doesn't.
It
The
doesn't-
screens look.
They look like something out of modern, like Prometheus or something.
Well, it's
like
what the
really
sequels have
ultra-
done.
Yeah.
is
Everything
that-
looks retrofitted. Everything looks like it
So when you're
comes
in
from the same original trilogy
Yeah.
universe. Yeah. Everything looks way too advanced in this.
Yeah.
That's one of the complaints I hear a lot from people.
I got to admit, I don't like these ships. I don't like the design. I don't like the UI of those the computer screens.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just convenient that there's a pile of dead droids for R2 to fall into, like it's like soft leaves.
Yeah.
So well, they're
Hold on,
running
they're
down lift shaft. They're
Wait
running
a
down the lift
second.
shaft.
No, gravity. There shouldn't be any problem with that. In space, there wouldn't be a problem. They would be able to go
the ship-
down.
Yeah, but in the ship they would, because there'd be anti-gravity to keep people on the floor.
So how come they were just able to run down it?
Because the ship was falling like that.
Yeah, but in space, when the Millennium Falcon does a loop in space, everyone doesn't fall over.
Yeah, it
Apart
does. BB-8.
That's when they're in atmosphere. They're flying above Tatooine. They're flying a few feet above the ground on Jakku. There is atmosphere there.
Let's see if we can find something to hang a bit.
When the Millennium Falcon does a backflip, when it does a loop in the asteroid field,
But surely these.
nobody ends up on the ceiling, do they?
If you're walking,
If you're walking on board a starship and it's doing like a kind of, it's rotating, then you wouldn't notice if there's artificial gravity. So this is quite a horror. Look at that.
Yeah,
it's
it's
so
pretty
boring.
bad.
It's just the same corridor repeated indefinitely to infinity. There's no.
And that ray shield's not nice.
No.
It's too shiny. It's
No,
kind of
no,
like.
no.
Do you remember how Apple products
The
used all the
interiors of these-
iconography of apples used to be like shiny?
Yeah,
It's like that. It's
Yeah,
of
yeah.
that era.
it's that early sort of millennium kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fuck off. God, R2D2's annoying in this one, isn't he?
Do you want to just wrap the commentary up and go and have a pint?
I do actually.
Yeah.
I was on my way here and I looked over and the guy on the tube next to me was reading an essay called Developments in German Industrial Engineering, and I thought I'd rather be fucking reading that than watching this fucking film.
Oh, man.
Battle droids, they all got destroyed in number 2, didn't they?
Nah, there's loads of them.
Right.
I think the thing for me is he's as bad as Phasma. Totally pointless. There's no point to Grievous in this film.
Right.
Grievous. You're shorter than I expected.
Oh, hard talk
Yeah.
from Anakin.
We have a job to do, Anakin. Try not to upset him.
Well, so the ship they were on, he was on it as well.
Not this time.
Yeah,
Right.
they're all on the same ship.
You won't escape. R2.
Why did they bring the droid with them?
To do little distractions like that.
Okay. No, why did the
Oh, I don't know.
why didn't they just destroy the droid?
Yeah, just kill the droid.
Yeah, because it doesn't really need to.
But what is it? You know, R2 can fly with his boosters. I assume
can in the
every
last one, couldn't he?
every
Astrotech.
astromech can do that. So why don't we see it anywhere else? These things can still fight with their head locked off, apparently.
Right.
It's just like they couldn't decide what colours to use. They went, oh, we'll have purple, we'll have green, we'll have blue, we'll have... Like, the lighting is just ridiculous. It's literally every shade of colour.
Yeah. No, it's technical a mess, mate.
Why don't they just hold him with the Force? Just hold him. Pin him to the ceiling like Vader does, and like, it's just crap.
Right, okay.
So, brilliant. Do you think if it got to it and Anakin and Obi-Wan were losing, and do you think Palpatine would just go, oh, for goodness sake, and then use some of his Force powers to like get himself out? Of course he would. It'd reveal
If
himself
his
to
life
save
is in
him.
danger, yeah, definitely. Who's he talking to?
himself.
Oh, right.
He's in one of those escape
Let's
pods.
see. It's the kind of thing
He
Darth
thinks
Vader
it's
would say, isn't it?
You see that
Darth
escape-
Vader would get into a life pod and he'd go, time to abandon ship.
Yeah, like, because that's how much of a coward he is.
He's a pantomime villain, this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. Those screens.
So I'm assuming that
Open all hatches, extend all
Obi-Wan's talking to Luke about how him being a great pilot because of stuff like this.
Right, okay.
So the ship is crash landing into Coruscant. There's a lot of atmosphere, debris flying all over the shop.
We lost something.
The back of the ship we lost.
They're still flying half a ship.
Oh, funny.
That's probably going to land and destroy loads of people.
Innocent people. Yeah, I always thought that they take out a tower when it lands. You watch, they take out like this massive tower, and I think,
Right. Death
brilliant.
toll.
The death toll must be catastrophic, and yet collateral damage. Who cares? Just put it on the credit
Some
card,
paperwork
mate.
to fill out, yeah. How much have we watched so far? About 27 minutes, according to our...
22 minutes 43 seconds.
Okay.
So we've got another hour and 57 minutes. Oh, bloody hell.
Airships on the left and the right.
We'll take you in.
Oh, I've not seen those masks before. Oh, firefighters.
Add it to your collection.
So they're spraying the ship with water as it's trying to land.
Yeah.
Why is it? Why don't want them putting the fire out?
So
Let
watch
it
this.
land
They take a tower out. Ready?
They've got a load of
Boom.
room there, load
Dead.
of runway.
So-
Okay, yeah.
This is a good shot where it slows down and you go right through the cockpit. That was quite good.
Okay,
Not impressed.
not really, no, because
Happy landing.
it's a computer animation.
Yeah, I don't like this.
Now we're back in episode 2. Mushroom Land. I remember this.
Dreamland.
I remember seeing there's the Falcon there, isn't it? Or something like the Falcon. There it is there.
Oh yeah. But that's now abandoned canon because, as we know now, they'll know that the Falcon.
Well, it's not the Falcon. It's just a ship resembling the Falcon.
They should look all painted with decent paint jobs.
Oh no,
Cool.
I'm not brave enough for politics. I have to report to the council.
I'm not brazen brave enough for politics.
You can't be bothered with politics.
This whole operation was your idea.
Oh, this is a tedious talk. I'm so sorry.
Oh yeah, the little banter between them, like.
And you rescued the Chancellor, carrying me.
Don't forget about that time on Aqualaya 3 or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
Don't forget about that time that I did this for you.
And you deserve your glorious day with politicians.
All right. But you owe me one. Not for saving your skin for the 10th time.
9th time. That business on Kate and Amoria doesn't.
Kitty Amoya.
I'll see you at the briefing.
Yeah, here we go then. So Padme's hiding behind a pillar, as if it's not obvious.
Let's Jar Jar Binks again.
Yes, thanks to your 2 Jedi Knights, they killed Count Dooku. But General Grievous has escaped once again.
So next time these two see each other, they're having
Big old
fisticuffs.
fisticuff.
Count Dooku, he is the leader of the droid army.
You think Samuel Jackson in this trilogy is just like so jarring?
The person with the blue face there just rolling her eyes at how shit the dialogue is.
Do you know what she reminds me of?
A primitive
do you remember-
version of
do
the
you
Royal
remember,
Guards there.
Yeah, just totally crap. Like, there's Jar Jar Binks. It's the last time we've seen him. Look how shiny 3PO is in this one.
It couldn't possibly be as bad as all that.
Like, properly next level shiny.
Yeah.
I could do with a tune-up myself.
That fat blue alien thing
Yeah.
reminds me of Willy Wonka, Violet.
Oh,
Beauregard.
oh look, she's got her hair like Princess Leia.
Yeah, perfect, yeah.
As Bail Organa.
As if Bail Organa wouldn't go, okay, that's a bit weird.
Yeah, where's he running off to? Yeah.
If you'll excuse me.
They're supposed to
where
be
you
having
go?
a secret marriage, right?
Yeah,
So no one's clocked that yet.
no one's clocked
Even
it.
though they're in public right now, hugging and kissing, no one's aware that they're actually married.
No,
They live together.
They've managed to keep that a secret.
They live together.
Yeah, you'll see later on.
So no one ever goes round their house for a cup of tea. No, 'cause she goes, "Oh, what's all these Jedi clothes doing in the wash?"
Yeah, exactly.
Padme? Oh, I don't know.
Obi-Wan.
Fucking hell.
So, yeah.
It's been 3 years. Finally, he wants to come clean.
So, yeah, man, like, married 3 years, pregnant. So he's basically been living a life for 3 years.
Yeah, it would seem so.
She's pregnant.
Oh right.
With,
I'd be like, whose is it? I've been out
I've
on
been
missions.
away for years.
For
and
years,
You know, it
and
takes
now-
9 months. So how many months gone are you? Alright. Like, what are you talking about? Go back to Naboo, chill out, get yourself a little house, just renounce the Jedi Order, like Ahsoka Tano did.
Yeah,
Tano.
yeah.
Tano.
Call it a day.
Just go, job
Retiring
done.
from this shit. Yeah.
Literally, I want you, like, you could go to Naboo and just be a bodyguard with power.
Yeah.
Another pointless planet we don't need. God,
What's this?
I think I'm starting to agree with you on the prequels, mate.
What planet's this?
Oh, Ten Docker or something. I can't even remember. I kind of
Oh, it's
started
the
to
one with
lose
the
interest.
it's the one with the big lizards.
Yeah, I started to lose interest in Star Wars when this film started to come out, and I think it's because I knew that there was nothing after it. And I think a lot of the excitement for me is the build up to the film
Yeah.
and the guessing of what's going to happen. I
Yeah.
love that. And I remember walking out the cinema after this going, well, that's it. That's it for me now. Got to say goodbye to the franchise.
No home for Jude.
I did feel...
Well, I mean, I'd like lost all love for it by this point. I would obviously go and see a Star Wars film. I'm not going to not go and see Star Wars, but it's
If
just
they released a...
the vain hope that what they're making next would be good, and it wasn't.
If they released a prequel era film, would you go and see it?
Well, they have done, haven't they? Stop doing that.
Sorry.
Sorry, it's creaking like mad on the mics. Would I go and see a prequel era film? Yeah, I would, but I don't want to see all this battle droids crap again. No way. And
The thing is, there's a big
loads
fan
of
base for it. Though,
people
mate.
like Jedis I don't care about. At the end of this movie, there's a great big spoiler alert. There's a great big like culling of Jedi, and it's all these random shots that look completely unconnected of characters you've never seen before being shot in the back and stuff like that. And it's supposed to be this big moving tragic thing, and it just has no emotional value whatsoever.
Wait,
Because they're all these
Kylie Mundy
people
dies,
that
mate.
you don't care. I don't
Plo
know who
Koon
that
dies.
is. I don't even know who that is. What, people that you saw in a room once sitting in a circle saying nothing?
Yeah.
Where's the investment there? Why aren't we dwelling on any other characters except for these two fuckers all the time? Three, if you count Obi-Wan. Three of them.
Hang on,
just
there's four people
they are
in the room there. There's Luke and Leia in her belly.
Yeah, I know, but the stories just are. Oh, it's always to do with Luke, and there are, Anakin and Obi-Wan. They have to do every fucking mission. There's no other characters that take any kind of like responsibility apart from maybe Mace Windu in this one.
Awful, man. Even when you first start dating someone, you don't talk like that, do you?
She's still in that whole kind of like every time you see me I look completely different mode. You think she would have fucking settled on a look by now?
Yeah. So this was new for Star Wars. This sort of like future state, seeing into
Dream
the mind
sequence,
of
yeah.
Anakin. It was quite artsy fartsy for George Lucas. There we go. So he's got his arm. His arm looks. His arm looks more high tech than Luke's ever did.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
It
And it's
like-
sort of unfleshed as well. I thought he lost more arm than that actually in that last film. Seems to have grown some arm back, bless him.
I suppose being unfleshed is a nod to say that, in the future, 30 odd years down the line, you lose an arm, you can get some fleshy wounds, refleshed, fleshy. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, when Luke loses his hand, which is the first time you see that
Yeah.
happen, they give him like a fake hand, don't they?
Yeah, like proper fleshy.
Why didn't Anakin get a fake?
Because that's what I'm saying. It's that technology's probably not been invented yet.
Right.
In this sequence of it.
I don't remember.
Yeah, you do. Episode 1.
Did he give it her in the spaceship?
He gives it to her in the spaceship when he's a kid. I carved it out of a chocolate.
Oh yeah.
Just before she died.
You die in childbirth.
And it was about you.
Brilliant. So, I love how he just comes out and says it.
It was only a dream.
He's very
She
young.
dies in childbirth because she's not in the original trilogy, and
Yeah.
it's this disease that happens, like Mace Windu, same disease. The problem is when you work backwards, you have to come up with all these explanations for things. There's lots of stuff like that in this
Well,
movie.
She should have just gone to.
There's also a lot of stuff in there that didn't need to be in this movie, like, for example, Chewbacca. Fuck off. Chewbacca doesn't need to be in this film at all. He is, isn't he?
Yeah.
In fact, he
is-
actually knows Yoda personally. That's probably the most offensive thing about his inclusion.
It's bad, isn't it?
And it's like, and at the end, Yoda says something
It's
like,
bad.
"Thank you for helping me, Chewbacca." It's like kind of fuck off.
You
Fuck
know
off.
in the Last
Fuck
Jedi when
off.
Chewbacca's flown there, flies off, and then
Yeah.
you see Yoda. They missed each other. Those two old mates missed each other by a couple
True.
of minutes. Damn it! They could have caught up about old times.
We're recording this episode in like a really small sound booth. Well, not even a sound booth. It's basically a
box.
room where you can make phone calls. It's about a metre wide, and it's like a metre square. It's like
called a
being in
phone
TARDIS.
box.
Yeah, I know, but this is
So there's Yoda.
yeah.
After seeing him in Last Jedi as a puppet, this is just
Lazy, isn't it?
blasphemy.
You'd think that they would. I mean, to be fair, the one in. Why do you think the one in the Phantom Menace looks so bad? The puppet. Why do you think he looks so bad?
I think it was a mixture of trying to make him look younger.
Do you think the art of making puppets and all that had been lost?
Maybe. I think.
People.
I honestly think they were trying to make him look younger. But also, yeah, I think the puppetry. I know Lucasfilm was invested in startups and people that do this with love.
Yeah.
Whereas I think George Lucas went to big industrial firms and they just couldn't get the art or the skill right.
Right.
Because he just didn't look right at all.
No,
Yoda in
it
that.
doesn't even look. It looks like a kind of bad sort of fan made.
And even the
puppet.
CGI, they made no
ILM.
attempt
Yeah.
to make it look like the original.
No. He's
Yoda.
too expressive.
If
He's too
Yoda's
emotional. It's like the
Yeah.
original Yoda can't do all that stuff.
If Yoda's 900 years old, what's 40 years out of 900?
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing.
In the great scheme of things, he shouldn't look any different. He's much more greener in these.
What I like is Anakin's turned up late for a meeting. He's overslept. Not been sacked. So.
So, sorry, what's going on at the moment then? Fill me in now.
So he missed the briefing on the war,
Right.
and what's happening now is that the Senate have given Palpatine more power to win
Right.
the war, to just get the war done.
Okay, finish it.
And the Jedi are becoming more wary of Palpatine's interest in Anakin, and that's it. But they're going to use Anakin as bait. They're going to use him as a little worm and interrogate Palpatine. Yeah, we got real tyrants that hang on to power in this world.
Yeah.
Right, we'll just kick him out.
Yeah.
I hope you trust me.
Do you think the world will still exist by the time we see episode 9?
I hope.
Do you think by the time the Han Solo film comes out, North Korea will still be like neck and neck with the US, or do you think there will have been a punch in the face by that point?
Hopefully, an impeachment of some sort happens very soon for the sake of the world.
A master.
Is this Palpatine's offices?
This is Palpatine's offices, and Palpatine is offering
The council
Anakin
members will never accept this.
the rank of master. He's got no right to do that.
Right.
So even if he got the rank of master, it's a cheap title.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
He's trying to seduce him, though, isn't he? He's trying to be his.
Anakin gets so
friend.
seduced too easily in this film. There's no depth to him.
Oh, bit of lens flare there.
Do you know what?
You know when you're watching
Kylo
a
Ren.
film from the 2000s when there's lens flare.
Oh yeah. Kylo Ren is the Anakin we never had.
I
The
understand.
depth of character.
You are on this
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we do not grant you the rank of master.
What?
See, I think Anakin's just a pawn in this whole thing.
This is outrageous.
Anakin's a pawn between Palpatine and the Jedi. They're both using him, and he's on his own in
Be on
an
the
island.
council and not be a master.
Take a seat, young Skywalker.
I look at Hayden Christensen and I think that isn't Darth Vader.
No.
He doesn't talk like Darth Vader. He doesn't behave like Darth Vader.
Vader's more Shakespearean, right?
Yeah, I mean, the way that Vader sort of commands people, his strategy and stuff like that, or the way that he,
But surely that comes through. There's no emotion
the
with
kind of
Vader.
cruel
He's got
side
no
to
time,
it as
but
well.
he's got
He
no
doesn't- you
time
don't see that.
for chit chat.
no, exactly.
He just goes and he gets it done.
Yeah.
And I suppose we're still seeing Anakin in some sort of human form. Like there's still good in him. So
I just don't look at him and think that's Darth Vader at all, because I just don't think this boy represents that
Do you think?
at all.
Do you think Ewan McGregor did a good job of?
Yeah, he did the best he could. He did a good job, but I mean, he's not. He doesn't look like a young Alec Guinness, and he doesn't sound like a young.
I'll
Alec
be
Guinness
honest with
either.
you, mate. He's kind of like
He
my.
did the best he can.
He's my Obi-Wan Kenobi. If I think of Obi-Wan
Really?
Kenobi, I think of him more than Alec Guinness now.
Wow.
You know I like the prequels. I'm fond of them. I was a kid
When
they
you say
came
Anakin Skywalker to me, I always think of Sebastian Shaw.
out. Right.
Go, my child.
Eyebrows or none?
Eyebrows.
Eyebrows or
Eyebrows,
none?
definitely.
And tell your sister, yeah?
Tell your sister, yeah.
Tell your sister.
You were right about me.
Imagine what it'd be like if you just said it with the. Tell your sister.
They want to know what he's up to.
I always wonder if
They want me to spy on
James L. Jones has sat in a room and recorded every word in the dictionary. Just
Well,
in
like
case.
Tom Baker did,
Yeah,
where he
just so he
recorded
can-
phonetically every sound.
So they can just mix his voice
Yeah.
into anything they need to in the future.
An Imperial facility openly attacked.
Yeah.
So he does a new one. His voice is getting a bit old now, bless him.
Yeah.
Some bits sound good, where he goes like, "You were not here, brought here to grovel." That sounds a bit like Vader.
The Senate demanded that he stay longer.
Yes, but use your feelings, Anakin. Something is out of place.
You're asking me to do something against the Jedi Code. Against the Republic. Against a mentor and a
I
friend.
can't really remember what happens next in this film, so don't tell me though. But I mean, I
No,
just
we're not, but
trying to
what-
think what does come next.
Well, what you're seeing here is what Luke referred to in The Last Jedi. You know, Sidious
Yeah,
and the religion of the Jedi and all their rules. And because of all their rules, they couldn't see what was right under their nose. And all their
what-
religious
we're looking at here is
pomp and circumstance.
we're looking at Samuel L. Jackson and Ewan McGregor sitting on a blue box in a blue room, and everything else around, and maybe some wind blowing in their face.
Prophecy says a prophecy that misread could have been.
Oh, the backwards talking. This gets really annoying, doesn't it? Yoda's literally every
Yeah,
single
'cause if you
line he
watch the
has.
original trilogy,
they
it's not-
they actually go through
Yeah.
and they deliberately try and make it sound as Yoda-ish as possible, and they, in doing so, a prophecy misread could have been.
It's pretty annoying.
Oh, look, a Wookiee.
There's a Wookiee.
It's not a real Wookiee though. It's a CGI Wookiee. Oh, it's overly. It's just the look and everything doesn't look right.
These scenes between
Sometimes I
Hayden and
the Jedi.
Natalie Portman are just awkward.
You could probably cut this film right down though, couldn't you? If you wanted to, you could probably take.
Have you ever considered
I used to think Anakin's hair
Her
used to look
hairpiece
pretty
looks
cool,
stupid.
but now I'm looking at it going, yeah, it's starting to look dated.
It looks like
12 years
Richard
old.
Branson's haircut or something.
Yeah,
It's the same
yeah.
haircut he's always
It's like
had.
it's a feathered perm or something.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. And you're sounding like a separatist.
Oh, little domestic.
this war represents a failure to listen? Now you're closer to the Chancellor than anyone. Please
Yeah, you're
ask
right
him to
about her
stop
clothes.
fighting
Like,
with
it's
diplomacy
just,
resume.
They distract, don't they?
especially when you're pregnant. Literally, the last thing you want to do is be arsing around
Yeah, with all fucking layers
heavy,
on.
hot clothes.
Yeah.
You don't want to slob out in a t-shirt and slippers, mate.
Don't do this.
Grab yourself a
Don't
Horlicks.
shut me out. Let me help you.
Where are they?
Coruscant.
No, where are they?
In her chambers.
Like you
Right.
had
They must have like a.
She's like really rich or something.
Of
then.
course,
I
she,
thought she had like
she
a
used to be the
humble.
queen of Naboo, mate.
Uh-huh.
She was the queen of Naboo, Queen Amidala, and then she's a senator. She represents a whole planet. She's like rolling in the Benjamins, boy. Or Republic credits. So this is that scene. You'll see George Lucas come
Oh, it's
out.
Canto
Flip
Bight.
an heck, mate.
What are you pointing at?
George
The women's
Lucas.
cleavage?
No, I'm not. George Lucas there. There he is. He's dressed up as a little alien.
Oh, right.
You see him there?
Yeah.
His neck. So this is that scene I was talking about in our holiday special.
Yeah.
With that girl singing. And it's very reminiscent of that for me.
Yes, Anakin.
There you go, Imperial Guards behind.
Right.
Our clone intelligence units have discovered the location of General Grievous. He's hiding in the Utapau system.
At last. We'll be able to capture that.
He looks a bit like Roy Hodgson, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. If you don't know who Roy Hodgson is in America, Google him. Roy Hodgson, England manager. Ex-England.
Ex-England manager. Everyone manager.
Yeah. She looks crazy witch-like, that woman.
Yeah.
All these guys are like clearly like influenced or possessed by him.
Yeah, they're his kind of entourage. A bit like the dignitaries you see on the Death Star at the end. Yeah.
Like power hungry.
You know I'm not able to.
So here we talk about Plagueis.
Mm-hmm.
So he's clearly canon.
If they haven't included you in
I know.
the plot, they soon will.
I'm not sure I understand.
You must sense what I have come to suspect. The Jedi Council want control of the Republic.
It's not really entertaining as an opera, is it?
They're planning to betray me.
Great big ball,
I don't
no
think
music.
they can. Search your feeling.
What would you do?
So this
If you were in this situation.
again, how many times have you heard Palpatine say "search your feelings"? Like,
It's an easy
three, four.
It's an easy cop out to not have to explain the details. But what would you do if you were Anakin in this situation?
The Republic.
Put yourself in his shoes.
For that matter.
Would you just say, "I'm going to go and have a holiday"?
Trust in them has been shown.
I've been fighting for 3 years. I need a break, mate. I'm going to go to. I'll tell you where I'm going to go.
Well,
I'm
he
gonna go
thinks
to Scarif and have a
he's got
holiday.
suspicions his wife's going to die, and then he's saying that I can protect all this. But, yeah, he knows that. Obviously, he's thinking I can teach this.
I
kid
think
that-
Palpatine's planted that.
It's a complete
in his head.
lie as well, because he doesn't actually help him protect his wife at all, and Vader is unable to actually decide against it. So you can't even see that he's been tricked.
He goes to the dark side way too easily
Yeah,
for me.
yeah.
The Jedi use their power.
It's like an instant decision. It's like a yes/no decision type thing, and then his eyes go all fucking dark.
Sith
Mm.
Jedi.
I don't really understand that.
Similar in all
There's no science behind why the eyes change.
He's talking about Sith and the Jedi being similar in almost every way.
If what's his face is a Sith, the Emperor, why is his eyes normal? Why do they just change colour when he wants?
Contact lenses. So, yeah, that's a good point.
Selfless.
Doesn't make any
It's a good
sense,
point.
mate.
It's a good point.
Doesn't make any fucking sense. I think what they did was
I thought he was
They-
using the Force to disguise his appearance.
the Emperor was originally written as this kind of evil old man who's got a really wrinkly ass face, and for some reason his eyes are glowing. We don't really know why. It was just a cool thing they did.
Yeah, and
They
they've
weren't-
tried to. There's no law. Or
There was no law, and then they've tried to come up with an explanation for that. So they did the same thing to Darth Maul, glowing eyes again. They're like, oh, if you're called Darth, you have to have glowing eyes.
So he's saying is that Darth Plagueis was a Sith legend.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a legend. So legend means like thousands of years ago, right?
Yeah.
Not his master.
He had such a knowledge of the dark side. He could
Yeah.
even keep the ones he cared about from dying.
So this is. I mean, actually, when you watch this again after watching Last Jedi,
Dark side
there's no depth to it. It's just black and white, dark versus light.
some consider
Whereas the
Which
Last
film?
Jedi,
Yeah.
this film, but the Last Jedi's got
What happened?
layers.
Yeah.
It layer cakes it with
It's also got Leia flying through space.
Mary Poppins, Mary Leia.
losing his power, which eventually, of course, he did.
And the insinuation here is that he kills him. He kills his own master. He's the apprentice, right?
Yeah, I bumped into this guy about a year after he filmed this in Marks and Spencer's near the Old Vic in London, and I turned the corner and there he was, Palpatine. walking towards me, and it was the most surreal feeling in the world.
Is it possible to learn?
And he's tiny, Ian McDiarmid. He's absolutely.
I've seen him.
So
Yeah,
small.
I've seen him at a Comic-Con before.
Jedi.
Yeah,
There we go. So this is Wookiee land.
Looks like Thailand.
Yeah, Kashyyyk.
I think I'm going to see the man with the golden gun island any minute. No? Oh, yeah, so I've been doing this on Battlefront, running around here, these silly tree houses.
I've got to
It's
admit,
not too bad
I
an
wasn't.
environment. I quite
Well,
like
it's
the
just
idea of it.
it's completely based off of Ralph McQuarrie, mate.
It looks very Rogue One, actually.
If you look, the little
Yeah.
huts and whatnot.
Yeah.
Why did Yoda need to go there?
So they live in trees, in little huts, but they've got holographic tables.
Yoda does nothing in this fight. He just sits there looking. What they should have done is just put a little video Skype call of the fight, and Yoda could have just done it from his chair.
Right.
The Chancellor has requested that I lead the campaign.
The council will make up its own mind who is to go, not the chancellor.
Know your place, bitch.
Yeah.
What's the guy with the long head called?
Coyote Mundi. He's got 2 brains in that skull.
Right.
So, yeah. Notice Yaddle's not on the council anymore.
Oh, yeah?
So
Is
that's
that
Chewbacca there.
Right, okay.
Look at him.
Looks nothing like him.
What's the
The
point?
whole face is wrong. It's clearly not the same mask or a recasting of the same mask. They've made a new one from scratch, and it looks completely wrong. I thought they're supposed to be very technologically advanced, the Wookiees. You know, they're very kind of like primitive, actually.
Yeah. But they just get destroyed. Look, all of that coming towards them. I suppose they've got the clones on their side.
Oh, for fuck's sake. It's like the end of episode 2 all over again.
Some sort of crab
It's quite
machine.
cool seeing like the scout troopers though.
Where were they dangling from? The sky, apparently.
Oh right. Yeah, coming down on ropes. What's the point of that? Yoda just slightly dodging a explosion.
I love it.
Just watch him standing around
I'd
and
love
going,
it if
whoa.
they had killed him by mistake, and then that was it.
Very appreciative of your training.
This is the last time they see each other before the showdown.
This is the last time I'll have to watch Revenge of the Sith.
I know, you said that a few times, but this should be emotionally charged, and it's really not.
You are strong and wise, Anakin, and I am very proud of you. I have trained you since you were a small boy.
Oh, we know that. We've seen the films.
Yeah.
We know that. We've seen the
And you have
films.
become a far greater Jedi than I could ever hope to be. But be patient, Anakin. It will not be long before the Council makes you a Jedi Master.
Here we go. See you later. I suppose they don't realise it's their last goodbye, mate.
Yeah.
The Force be with you.
Goodbye, old friend. May the Force be with you.
And there we go. See you later, yeah? I've got to say, like, I think once you get past this bit and the Grievous bit, the film kicks in. Once Anakin's sort of struggling with his emotions, whether to go and confront Palpatine or not, the film kicks into overdrive.
Yeah, the only memorable bits of this is the confrontation between him and the Chancellor
Copper droid.
and yeah.
This bit's awful, like CGI of that shit. It was that camera movement was so jarring. It
Yeah.
wasn't smooth at all.
I mean, the CGI looks the best in this one
Hmm.
out of the 3 prequels, without a doubt. But there's still too much reliance on it,
Yeah.
particularly near the end.
Save your energy.
Oh, another fast forward flash scene.
Yeah.
Don't even think that's a thing. He's got an iPad.
No, it's one of those N-Gage, Nokia N-Gage.
It is, isn't it? That's the trouble. The tech in this, like
It looks like a state-of-the-art
What did he want?
handheld phone from 2005.
Yeah, we've outclassed them on the tech already.
He says you've been under a lot of stress.
Even that decor looks, everything's shiny silk.
Yeah, everything.
It looks like
gold-plated.
bed covers designed
Yeah.
by Kylie Minogue in Selfridges
for fuck's sake.
2002.
Yeah, you completely nailed it there, mate.
They trust you with their lives.
Something's happening. I'm not the Jedi I should be.
You're wearing black, mate. Clearly there's
I
something
want
wrong.
more,
He wants more.
and I know I shouldn't.
I think you should just need to chill out a little bit.
Much of yourself.
To be honest, he's been on the road a long time. He must be knackered. He's seen horrific things in war. He needs to go and see his shrink. Get your mental health in check.
I won't lose you, Padme.
I'm not gonna die in childhood.
His hair looks awful.
I promise.
It's like all sort of stuck to his head.
That
like,
gel.
Yeah, it just like sort of slaps on a load of brill.
It's like, he's gone down to Boots and he's bought the cheapest wax he can find. And he's put a little bit too much on.
Yeah, he's put too much on. It's gone past the greasy
Can I be
stage.
bothered to have another shower to get that out?
Yeah.
Nah, forget it. I can pull it off. So he goes into one of these like catacomb pit things. So you know the guy from Ace Ventura, Pet Detective,
the
when
facehugger from Alien there.
when nature calls, it does look like that.
The guy from what?
Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
Which
when
guy?
When Nature Calls, one of the Australian kidnappers of the
Yeah. Is that him?
Chicago, that's him.
Oh, right, yeah.
What brings you to our remote
The one that looks a bit like Stephen Merchant.
Unfortunately,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I think this film was shot in Australia.
unless you brought it.
So because he's Australian, that
with your
guy.
kind permission, I should like some fuel. And to use your city as a base as I
I've got no idea where this film was shot. Maybe our listeners can write in and tell us. They look a bit like Nosferatu
Yeah.
sort of style vampires.
Is here. We are being held hostage. They are watching us.
I understand.
Who are these people?
Separatives.
Thousands of battle droids.
Battle droid. I think this is like where the
Able to take shelter. If you have
this is where the the main separative key
Separatists.
guys. Yeah, those guys. They're all hanging out here. So you've got Newt Gunray and you've got Grievous and all of that.
Okay, right.
take the fighter back to the ship. Tell Cody.
And you've got a little TIE fighter
Screen there.
Screen
Ooh, what
there.
droid is that?
copper.
Oh,
Does look like a face hugger, doesn't it?
yeah.
So that's a decoy. So he flies off. Obi-Wan's hooded up.
Looks good with his hood up. Should wear that up more often.
That's what she said.
Oh dear.
It's like something out of Jurassic Park here.
It's like something out of a toy advert. God, that fucking thing. It looks like a sea devil from Doctor Who.
I
the
imagine
old,
that's what
sea devils.
a crate dragon kind of would be like if you were to ride one, but much bigger. So here we go. So these are the separatists.
Armies of the Republic.
You got a mun on the end there, or a man, whatever they're called.
Those tarantula
Gunray.
looking things that
Oh,
Ponda
yeah.
Baba's one of. Those are in the new films as well.
Here we go. Says hello there.
Oh yeah,
Interrupted.
one of the worst. General Kenobi, you're a bald one.
You will be Sith. Sith. Chancellor Palpatine managed to
They're plotting, and he's like
As if you wouldn't see that massive
a
thing
little
coming.
CGI Ewan McGregor coming along.
I like he just drops down.
If you're going to sneak into their base, definitely go there on the loudest fucking lizard thing you can find.
Yeah, it's like thumping around.
Yeah, thumping around.
What makes me
screaming.
laugh? The ground isn't shaking. Not even halfway through yet, mate. You're losing the wheel, aren't you?
The wills.
You're losing
I'm just
the
looking
wheels.
forward to
Straight down.
Rogue One, which will.
Hello there.
Oh, there's warts on his
Hello
head.
there. Did you just say, there's warts on his head?
It's got like big old
That's the level
pimples.
of commentary. The level of commentary we're at this week. There's warts on his head. Good observations there, John.
What's the whole putting his fingers out?
That's his technique, mate.
No, because
Come near
Ewan
me and I'll
McGregor
pick
never
your
done
nose.
that.
He does in the...
Well, no, he hasn't done it
Rebels.
before.
I will deal with this Jedi slime myself.
So, 4 lightsabers, because
Yeah.
they needed to up the ante.
Yeah.
Jedi acts by Count Dooku.
You know how in the Last Jedi the lightsaber sequences are very brief and few and far between. This is a case of too much,
Yeah.
and it just desaturates everything. You know, oversaturates everything
Yeah.
because I don't know. There's all the sort of special. You look forward to a lightsaber sequence. It's just that is fucking childish, isn't it?
He's a bit over the top.
Got 4 hands here. He's only really using 2 at once.
Yeah. Kenobi'd have no
I
chance.
think he gets disarmed very quickly. Oh, there we go. There's one.
Well, if I was Kenobi, I would have taken one of those lightsabers. Treated myself to a bit of double whammy action. Get rid of the other green one. Too easy. That's where you need a crossguard lightsaber.
Yeah, that got some slack, didn't it? That crossguard thing.
There we go. Clones have come in.
Oh, and of course he gets on some fucking stupid
Wheel thing.
unicycle.
It's like a
Have you
penny
seen
farthing
that?
from the
Have you seen that
1800s.
episode of South Park where I think it's Stan's dad? No, Mr. Garrison invents
Yeah.
this bike,
Yeah.
and you have to put your mouth on like a big dildo. You have to stick this thing up your arse, and you go around like sucking this thing, like,
Yeah, and that.
oh, and also wanking these other dildos, and you drive around on it, and that's that's kind of what he gets in now. Oh,
Basic-
look at the way he fucking moves like,
Like
a
a crab.
spider. What a twat!
It does
What?
look like that.
Just, it's fucking
From that
awful,
episode
mate.
of South Park.
What?
It does look
It's
like
got
that.
stupid legs and everything, like a runs around like an animal, but it's also got wheels.
Oh, it's
It's
embarrassing.
just the most childish. It's like a children's cartoon now. It just feels like a Saturday morning,
Cartoon Network.
where everything doesn't have any kind of logic or they've given it legs so that they can sell a toy.
Yeah.
I really just feel like I'm watching a film designed.
That,
To sell a
sorry,
range
but
of
that thing
toys,
should
yeah.
not be able to just fall like 80 feet and carry on rolling.
No, it would just skid off out of.
So lucky,
Yeah.
lucky Cody picked up the lightsaber. So,
Oh, dreadful cut there. Just felt
so
completely
Anakin's
wrong.
hanging out on his own, is he? No.
May I interrupt? General Kenobi has made contact with General Grievous, and we have begun our attack.
Thank you, Commander.
There's a lot of standing around talking to holograms in this movie, mate.
There is.
And there's a lot of people standing around in rooms pointing at things, explaining the plot to each other.
Yeah, if you have to explain the plot to the characters in the film, it's not a very good film, is it?
No, because it's not character driven.
Yeah,
It's not character driven. It's kind of like, I've got to go over here and do this
Yeah.
because someone's told me to, and you've got to go and do this because someone's telling you to.
Yeah.
There's no kind of like you're not going on an adventure with these people at all. You don't really care where they're going to go next. You just kind of want the film to finish.
At what point did you
Because
just...
you went into this film, and I don't know about you, but I went to this film
Well, you've been-
knowing it was going to end, and it would have to marry up to the fourth one.
But
and I wasn't sure
you were burnt twice. Why did you go back for a third one?
because it's a Star Wars film at the cinema.
Engage General Grievous.
Sorry. I keep doing
It's
things.
a Star Wars film at the cinema, and you don't not go and see a Star Wars film at the cinema. But I only went once for each of the prequels.
I think we should do a vote on our Instagram.
And when they said they're bringing out The Force Awakens, I didn't go like, I'm not going to go and see it because the prequels are shit. I thought this is going to be
there was-
great.
I guess there was new hope. There was
Yeah.
some new hope given for the sequels.
Yeah, The only Star Wars films I didn't go and see at the cinema were the special edition versions of Star Wars because I just thought it was. I thought, well, I've got them on video and I don't need to go and see them at the cinema. But I think I would have only been disappointed because I didn't like them when I did see them in the end.
Yeah.
You know.
They see your future. They know your power will be.
Where's he sitting now? That's not his main desk, is it?
Yeah, it's his main desk. It's where he fights the war from.
The Jedi created around you. Let me help you to know the subtleties of the Force.
How do you know the ways of the Force?
So he's got all this like sort of dark art around him. So that's another clue.
Even the nature of the dark side.
He starts getting all kind of croaky now, doesn't he? He starts going like.
Anakin,
He whips his lightsaber
if
out.
one is to understand the great mystery, one must study all its aspects, not just the dogmatic narrow view of the Jedi.
So if
I agree with that. I totally agree with that because I mean that's what Luke Skywalker was saying, right?
Larger view of the Force. Be careful, Jedi.
so with that in mind, do you think the Emperor is actually
A power greater
good?
than any Jedi.
Sorry.
Do you think the Emperor is actually good then?
Dark side of the Force.
No,
You will be able to see.
no, clearly not. But he's right in that the Jedi should at least look into or be aware or study the nature of the dark side. But this is very black and white, like you say.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that's the devil and Satan and whatever, and that's Jesus and God. And
Don't continue to be a pawn of the Jedi Council.
Look at this art
yeah,
in the background.
I'm just looking at the sculptures, to be honest, mate.
And but there's
Look at
it's
the
clearly
turtle.
some sort of big.
Of sickness.
That's a sand dune creature, is it? G-back. That's a G-back.
I don't know what it is. It looks like a tortoise.
It's clearly some big Sith war.
I would certainly like to.
I know you
I can feel your anger.
feel your anger.
See, it's literally the same line from Return of the Jedi. Fucking hell. Lazy.
Keep checking the time.
It's not even Luke's script. You know, it's. I mean, this one is obviously. But
Well, it's just plagiarism from
yeah, it's like
Kasdan.
these films write themselves.
You have great wisdom, Anakin. Know the power of the dark side. Power to save Padme.
He's going into his German mode now.
Now we've got turquoise colour in the
Okay.
lighting.
Still chasing him with his wheelie magic.
So, like, what has Grievous added to this film? Tell you what, doing a lot more than Phasma ever did.
Yeah. I don't feel at all exhilarated by this or excited by this.
They were saying that
It's just Ewan McGregor jumping around. It feels a bit like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. But that chase sequence is wonderfully exciting.
so Jar Jar Binks gives emergency powers to Palpatine in
your
this
little
film.
wheelchair with legs is falling off the.
I think someone put a vote on Star Wars Underworld, who had more of a influence on the story of Star Wars. Jar Jar Binks, and then they did a series of characters. And actually, if you take into consideration, he gives emergency powers to Palpatine. Jar Jar Binks is one of the biggest plot points.
Tools.
Yeah,
but that could have been anybody. I
I know,
mean,
they
like,
just had to use him
they
to get
used
rid of
him to get because
I love
they
his
needed a
heart's
character.
just exposed. So
I think that's very, very bad foresight on his
sorry.
behalf.
Kenobi would die if he got punched in the face by a steel claw.
Yeah.
He'd die. Doesn't matter how much force you've got.
He's got his hand back, I see, even though he got it cut off earlier.
First time you see Kenobi using a lightsaber, a blaster.
Oh, yeah.
Works though, doesn't it?
Well, when
No
the
need for
blasters
that.
really set fire to people?
I suppose if you're kind of half flesh off.
It's like a stormtrooper blaster, isn't it? CE-11.
He's dead.
Thank God.
And we get into...
Must talk to you.
So we get into something decent. Eh?
One has destroyed General Grievous. We're on our way to make sure the Chancellor returns emergency power back to the Senate.
He won't give up his power. I've just learned.
Again, like walking along,
I think Chancellor Palpatine is a Sith Lord.
better explain the plot.
A Sith Lord?
There we go.
Yes.
Sorry, Jar
We're
Jar
on our
Binks
way
doesn't
here.
give emergency powers. He gives emergency powers in the second film. Sorry, just needed to clarify that.
Okay.
To use the dark side.
Are you sure?
And there we go.
And our worst fears have been realized. We must move quickly if the Jedi order.
We did the right thing. Anakin did the right thing.
Yeah, his heart was in the right
Chancellor is
place,
very powerful.
but
You'll need my help if you're going to arrest him.
For your own
he
good,
doesn't want
fear
to
is a fate.
kill him, does he? Because he wants the
I sense a great
power
deal of
to
fear
save
in
Padme.
you, Skywalker.
Yeah.
What fear
Right.
clouds your judgment?
I must go, Master.
No.
What are the clones all going to do? Like, when the war's over, what do the clones then do? Just go and retire somewhere? And in Rebels, they do. So there's 3 clones alive, and they all like live together in this big old.
They live together in like a house, like in the Beatles movies, where
Yeah,
it's like got 3. It looks like 3 houses, but when you go inside, it's all one great big long
Yeah.
house, and they've all got like
yeah.
their own decorated areas.
But on legs, it's
Yeah.
like a walker.
They all sleep in the same bed.
I mean, pretty much, but it's like a walker, and they're just walking around this dust planet, and
Right.
they go and get one of them.
There's only 3 clones left.
Well, according to Rebels.
Right.
So this is quite a good scene. I like this scene.
I remember this was the bit where I used to go to the toilet. I remember I went to the toilet and came back, and it was just it was like this. I went to the toilet and I came back and I said to my girlfriend at the time, "What I miss? What I miss?" And she said, "Nothing. They've just been staring
At windows." But you can see there's a little bit of a more emotion here from Anakin. Like, he starts to cry, and she's looking over, and you can see the Jedi Temple there, and he looks up, and he's thinking about her, and he can feel her presence looking over.
It's like Blade Runner music.
But it amazes me that he goes from this to, like, I'd say 15 hours later, killing a bunch of kids. What's that about? He turns way too quickly, doesn't he?
Shame we never got to see that.
What?
The actual killing of the kids.
Well, that'd have been an 18 straight away. So there we go. Little tear. He forces the tear out. You can do it. Come on, get that tear out. Treat yourself. Little dribble. There. Sorted. Wobbly lip. If it had just stayed, it would have been a happy ending, mate. But no. I always used to think that looked like a
That's something from
an
Battlestar
A-wing.
Galactica.
It's like an A-wing, like sort of. You got Kit Fistu. I'll never remember what that orange Jedi.
Gonna go and get the evil character. Better
Yeah.
take as many of my best Jedi with me. I'm
Yeah.
gonna take 3 or 4 guys you've never heard of before.
Republic, you're under arrest, Chancellor.
Are you threatening me, Master Jedi?
The Senate will decide your fate.
I think you'll find it's Jedi Master.
The Senate.
I am the Senate.
Was that up his sleeve?
Yeah. Like the whole plot.
That's a bit far-fetched and stupid. Okay,
Easy.
yeah, great Jedi, well done. Yeah, you're down as well.
Kit Fistu gets a couple of blocks.
Fucking useless. Do
This
these
fight
guys
is
actually
rubbish,
know
man.
what they're doing? Yeah.
Purple lightsaber. Like,
Stop
why?
spinning around.
Why did he
Like it,
get
man.
the purple lights? It's crap. Should have just said no. Getting a blue
There's
one.
a couple
mate.
of shots where you can tell it's not Ian, is it? It's
He looks
actually
weird there, doesn't he? I'd love it if they just started kissing. Just put the lightsabers down and just started. He does a runner straight into the temple.
Fucking
No
hell,
other
he's got a
Jedi
long
there.
way to go. May as well parked a bit closer. fucking backflipping around.
He's basically sealed his own fate there. That little bit misstep. Killing the glass. So we're saying Mace Windu had him?
What?
We're saying Mace Windu won this fight, basically.
Yeah. I know what happens next, though. Because of Anakin.
Surely Mace
arriving
Windu's
in the
better
nick of
swordsman
time.
than Yoda, then?
Maybe.
Arrest, my lord.
Motherfucker. You said.
what
You're
he says.
under arrest, motherfucker.
The oppression of the Sith will never return. You have lost.
Who's Noah?
Bit much.
You will die. He said you will you have lost, and he said you will
must
die.
die. So this is what they're saying. So that false lightning is like revealing his true identity. Not like scarring him. It's like revealing him. Revealing the...
He looks stupid. He looks cartoonish.
It's got
It's
red
like
eyes.
when that bounty hunter got shot and his face changed. Too weak. And then you go to really rubbery masks.
He's got very red eyes in this, like sort of purple
Once and for all.
eyeshadow.
Yeah.
He must stand trial.
He has control of the Senate and the courts. He's too dangerous to be left alive.
That's already been used in this film, that quote, by a different character.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Jedi way. He must live. I need him.
Do you think Mace is still alive?
No.
He could survive that fall.
Falling out of a fucking skyscraper.
Falling out of
With
Cloud
one
City.
arm. And being burnt with lightning.
Fair enough.
I don't think... and he doesn't exactly fall out. He gets, like, blown out. I don't think he's coming back.
There was theories around Snoke being Mace Windu. I mean, how stupid is that?
Well, Michael Jackson did it, didn't he? So
Yeah, so it's not impossible.
Fulfilling your destiny, Anakin.
He does look weird without his hood. Look at the state of that. He reminds me of someone famous.
he reminds me of the old Pope.
Yeah.
I will do whatever you.
Oh, shut up, Anakin.
He looks a bit like the bloke from The Last Jedi. He goes, 5 bloody minutes ago!
Yeah.
Fire on the base!
Yeah.
That guy.
I can't live without her.
Somebody's done a really good edit of this bit where it's like, basically, it looks as if he's giving him a blowjob. And at the end, he's going, good, strong. And then at the end, he goes, what have I done? It's so good.
Your favourite.
I pledge myself to your teachings.
Good. Surely you'd look at him and go,
Look at him, he's
Okay,
clearly
he's-
quite evil.
yeah, like, I'm not okay with this.
Powerful Sith you will become.
It's just bad.
It's like a child wrote this bit. The dialogue's awful.
Oh crap!
The
Hang on.
acting is pantomime.
It's like they got 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, in 16 minutes into the film. They've got. Oh, hang on. Has he turned into Darth Vader again? Oh, we better quickly write 2 minutes of. Sorry, I keep getting told off by John for making noises.
Yeah, it's like it sounds
Apologies.
like banging. Just because we're in a room where every single noise we make is basically wobbling the mics.
Council did not trust you, my young princess.
No one's going to be listening this far in this episode. I tell
No,
you.
believe me.
We might as well just put silence from this bit.
I always thought it was weird that he had hair, because in Return of the Jedi,
Like
you never
scrotum
see.
for a forehead as well.
What is a good? It's a strong look.
Single Jedi, including your friend,
It feels like his hood
everyone can obey.
up. When he puts his hood up,
Of the Republic.
his voice is like stopped echoing.
Yeah.
We must move quickly. The Jedi are relentless.
He looks too fat, really, for the Emperor, you know. They've basically...
Yeah,
Probably because the actor was a lot fatter when he came to do this, but he looks too rubbery.
I want you to go to
Yeah.
the Jedi Temple. We will catch them off balance.
yeah. He kind of had a more powdered face in
Yeah.
Revenge of the Sith. Like
Yeah,
flaky
very,
skin.
very kind of like soft looking. And here it's all just kind of like rubbery bulk.
Yeah.
Yeah. The prosthetics are way better in Revenge of the Sith, in my opinion. Return of the Jedi.
What about the other Jedi spread across the galaxy?
Their betrayal.
Oh, as if.
Oh, just reading out those lines,
As if
like...
he'd be this like,
monotone.
like 15
Yeah,
minutes
suddenly he was a good guy, and now all of a sudden he's like completely switched sides. He's now going to go and betray all the Jedi.
He was crying about it 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
sorry,
just
no
too
matter how
quick.
much you love your
too
missus,
quick.
you're not going to go, right, I'm going to kill the world. To say, like, she'd go, no, forget it. She does. She says, what you done? Yeah, okay, so here we go. Onslaught on the Jedi temple. Has he executed Order 66 yet? He hasn't. So why are these
No.
so why are these clones up for fighting the Jedi? Good point. Isn't it?
How does he? Yeah, how does he basically convince
Well,
them?
they've all got like a chip in their head.
Right,
So
convenient.
well, that's explained in the Clone Wars TV series.
Oh, right.
So he starts to execute Order 66 now. I can see you are losing the will to live, man.
Losing interest.
This is the last time you see the clones that are kind of the good
I mean, this
guys.
is all just CGI. There's not even a single
Yeah.
actor on screen at the moment.
There's nothing there.
No.
We're literally
That's
watching nothing.
that's the CGI Ewan McGregor. I
I love those clones are just standing around doing nothing.
Tell them to move to the higher levels.
mean, look at that.
Very good, sir.
Fucking looks
By the
terrible.
way, I think you'll be needing this. Thank you, Cody. Now let's get a move on. We've got a battle to win here. Yes, sir.
How can anybody defend these and go, oh, they're great films, they're really good, and it's better than Rogue One? Or
Is
it's
that what
bet-
people
Some
say?
people say that Revenge of the Sith is better than some of the original trilogy films. It's
People
like,
are idiots.
are you brain damaged, you fucking idiots? If you're listening to this, what did you do? Did you fucking get hit by a fucking bus and wake up one day and think that these are actually entertaining films?
Bloody hell.
These are video games, man. If you enjoy playing video games, then you think this actually represents what Star Wars is. You could not be further from the fucking truth.
I hope someone didn't get hit by a bus.
No, obviously. I hope not.
Alright, so here we go. Is that scene you're talking about cutting from like planet to planet? Of various Jedi getting done. So this is Clyde Mundi. He's going for it. He's doing pretty well.
Yeah.
And then what I like,
It's like, come with me, lads, and then they just get the call. Scratch that, let's all kill him.
the snow troopers as well. You notice that?
Yeah, sort of. Oh, Tim Burton must have directed this bit.
Yeah, it's
Fucking
like
hell.
something
what the
out
fuck
of
is going on?
what was it?
Alice in Wonderland
Alice in
or
Wonderland,
something.
yeah.
Those are people we don't know who they are or care about being killed.
I suppose it's just saying. The point is, it's
Didn't
just
see it coming either, or didn't try to stop it.
she's strong with the Force. Yoda does though. Hurts his heart, doesn't he?
No, that's not Yoda, so I don't care.
That is the look at that. That is a video game. I used to watch this and get emotional. I used to watch this and go, oh, the Jedi.
It doesn't feel like a Star Wars film. You know what it feels like? It feels like a made-for-TV Star Wars film.
Yeah, like a film on Netflix.
You know when you turn on like Channel 5 and there's like a movie called like Octopus Attack, and it's got really kind of like primitive CGI and bad acting.
Octopus
It feels a bit like that.
Is that a real show?
No, I don't know, but it's like you're watching a film and it's like it's clearly supposed. Okay, sometimes there's a film called like Dinosaur Island, and it's obviously like a rip-off of Jurassic Park. This feels like a rip-off of Star Wars, made for TV.
I'd like to watch that program, Octopus Attack.
I'm talking about like a film, and it's always got some nudity in it.
What was that one with Kelly Brook in Piranha?
That was originally, they remade Piranha, didn't they? I don't know if Kelly Brook was in any films.
She was in that, yeah. So in a Jedi temple, these Jedi crap. If they can't take these planes out,
Master Kenobi. There are too many of them.
People used to think this was Snoke as well at one point.
What are we going to do?
What a great actor that kid is! Christ, delivering those lines.
It's pretty sad, isn't it?
No.
So Padme's looking out. She's seeing the Jedi temple.
I'm sure he'll be all right.
He's probably got the biggest role of all in the prequels in this one. C-3PO.
That was the first lines he said, was it? In this?
No, he's been saying various things to her through the film.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's got a pointless role. His role in this is not needed at all.
He's a protocol droid, though, right? His whole purpose... The reason why... He has a purpose in the first film, because it's really about him on the mission, isn't it? I'm talking about A New Hope here.
Yeah.
Yeah? You believe in these characters.
So this Jedi coming up now, that's George Lucas's son.
What are you talking about?
This little Jedi Padawan. This is George Lucas's son.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh. What, in a minute?
This
guy.
Him.
Has he got the family neck?
He dies because he tripped up over it. Just missed it.
Oh, there you go. I remember that was in the trailer, wasn't it? There was like a really slow, really echoey version of that. No,
I forgot to say when we did our Attack of the Clones commentary. Yeah. Maybe NSYNC was supposed to be Jedi in it.
NSYNC, the boy band.
Yeah, and George Lucas was going to put NSYNC in it as Jedi, all dressed as Jedi, for his daughter.
Right.
That's how much he stopped caring.
Yeah. I'm glad he sold them.
Dead Wookiee.
Oh, I never realised those were actually in the films. Those walkers.
They're like sort of like singletons.
I think they're called an AT-ST.
So this is the shuttle that he uses to fly to Dagobah in the end. Think of that.
Chewbacca. Yeah, it's
so
just
he got to Dagobah using a bit of Wookiee tech. What a crap little spaceship. That's something like out of E.T.
It's like an escape pod, isn't it? Yeah, it's a shame.
Miss you, I
it's
will.
A shame. Little goblin guy we've known for 5 minutes has to go now.
So, I'm sorry, but Han Solo, they've got to explain this. I reckon they're going to go back into this era and see him getting arrested by clones or something. Like a flashback, just so we can get and understand it.
They did a good job here of recreating this set, and they actually have built these real sets.
Yeah, you need this.
Yeah, but why did they build it for real?
We're talking
George
about
Lucas
the Tantive.
Yeah, the Tantive 4. And the helmets start changing at this point as well, as you start to see like this guy here looks more like a stormtrooper than a clone trooper.
Too quick. I think that's the biggest problem with George Lucas's writing of this prequel trilogy is he didn't pace it very well.
No.
There's no pacing.
Started too far back. And
yeah.
left all the interesting stuff in between the two films.
Yeah. Like I said, this should have been episode 2. If there was another film after this, fine. We could have lived with it.
There should have been a film where Vader was actually Vader.
Yeah.
a whole film where he was Vader. That would have been good.
Darth Maul should have been left alive. I mean, we've said this over and over again.
Repeat.
Darth Maul should have been the villain through the three
My clone
prequels.
Oh,
in
of
my
course.
opinion.
I mean, he's the best thing about the prequels. And they realised, and George Lucas realised that and brought him back for Clone Wars and said he survived. Gave him crab legs.
Well,
Met up
he
with his
was
brother.
mysterious. He didn't say very much, and that's probably why the fans liked him so much.
Like Boba Fett all over again.
Yes. And you give people backstories, or you start exploring their life in the Clone Wars or Rebels now. It's just it ruins it for me.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really want to know what happened.
The Jedi
As far as I'm concerned, he dies. He falls into a pit, but it's not really.
I can't believe that.
I saw Master Windu attempt to assassinate the Chancellor.
He falls into a pit.
The way he talks, it's just so.
What are you gonna do?
No, nobody talks like that.
See, I think
Naturally, to their own fucking wife.
Natalie Portman is she's a
Shattily
fantastic.
Portman, I call her.
She's a good, mate, she's a fantastic actor. She's great in Leon, and then pretty much a few years after Leon, she got signed up to Star Wars.
What about Obi-Wan?
No one knew what they were getting themselves into here. Qui-Gon Jinn, and I think you're right. I think Episode 1 is the best prequel.
It's too long. It's definitely got loads of faults, and the Jar Jar stuff's really annoying. But if you could cut that down to a 2-hour film, it's not a terribly bad film.
I think he just
At least it
gave up
looks.
after.
Some of the scenes in it look real. At least they actually made all those wonderful little houses all over Tatooine, and they
Did you
made
say
all the
he-
sets.
he-
Anakin's bedroom, the home, the kitchen scene, like the Boo Palace, all those great big fighters they made all parked up. The end battle, whatever, it just, even though it's got an annoying child at the front of it,
Yeah.
with some changes, the first film could have been a really good film.
He rushed into this.
Yeah.
Is there anything
Well, he set himself unrealistic goals of releasing these movies every 2 years or something, and
I feel so
thought he'd save a shit ton of money by not building scenery and doing it all digitally. I mean, even that looks wrong. It doesn't even look like
Star Wars
the
universe.
Star Wars universe at all.
You've
It's
got the Milky
glowing. It's
Way.
all lit up in the wrong places. It doesn't look like a model at all. It looks like a CGI blockade runner.
It's very odd. Yeah, they got it so right in Rogue One.
Jedi have managed to survive.
heard from no one, have we? I saw thousands of troops attack the Jedi Temple. That's why I went looking for Yoda.
Have we had any contact from the temple?
Received a coded retreat message.
Sorry, that's dead air space. We're just like.
Sorry, no, I wanted to hear what they were saying.
Says the war is over.
Well, then we must go back. If there are any stragglers, they will fall into the trap and be killed.
Suggest dismantling the coded signal, do you?
Yes, Master.
Oh, it's bad, isn't it?
Everything's like a riddle. And you have
50
to.
minutes.
Everything's a riddle that you have to sort of work out what he's saying.
Oh, here we go, Mustafar. So this is where Vader's castle eventually gets built. A place where Jedi go to die. There's no need for those droids.
Unfortunately, this sort of spoils the big end fight because it's just taking place in this like ironworks basically with all these stupid flying things, spilling things.
I wouldn't be risking any apprentice in a lava planet. Doesn't matter how strong you are with the Force. That's just like tempting fate, isn't it?
Why the fuck they build it here?
Yeah, isn't it? It's not like. I assume
the
it's
whole
assume
place
it's
is basically
molten
this volatile molten lava planet. Great place to build a
base.
great big base. Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as we've got aircon, we should be fine. There's Jeremy Bullock there flying the ship.
They're not using any hologram there. It's like Skype, TV screen.
There he is. See.
Oh yeah.
Could be a trap.
You asked him that question, didn't you, when you
I
met?
don't think so.
Yeah. Well, I knew he was in the film, but I wanted to know if he was in Rogue One. But it turns out he's not.
If a special session of Congress there is, easier for us to enter the Jedi Temple it will be.
There we go. So What's that? But it's a big planet. So
If Mustafa's that
moon,
close
isn't it?
to
Planet,
hell,
it'd be
it'd be
flipping
really boiling on that planet, wouldn't it? The heat coming off that thing.
bubbling. Oh,
Is that R2?
yeah, it just jumps out
With Vader.
With
So
Vader.
R2 is Darth Vader's droid now.
Well, R2 doesn't know that Anakin's
sorry.
bad. Yeah. So so Darth Vader owned R2 once upon a time.
So he hasn't received any orders about the whole Jedi Purge
No,
thing.
he doesn't know what's going on.
Oh, the click clock people. I forgot about them. Yeah, they're not the same as mouse droids, so are they?
No.
George, you fucking cunt. So everything has to be
man.
ruined by you.
Welcome, Lord Vader. We've been expecting you.
No, we don't see any of it because that would be really interesting to see, like Rogue One type interesting. But no, we don't see any of it.
There's Yoda.
just gonna
He's the only
assume-
Jedi that actually bothered putting up a fight. And
I don't want
Kenobi.
to see any of this shit. I want to see Darth Vader slaying people. I want to feel like Darth Vader's arrived, but he's not.
Mushroom.
Oh. So this is how a podcast dies, with thunderous applause.
The chance has been elaborated. The plot
Is this the show? This is the episode that's going to kill the podcast? People just.
I reckon the listening figures on this one will be the lowest.
Well, I think they'll tune in, hear our enthusiasm, and tune out pretty quick, smart. And
How
go,
can you be enthusiastic about this?
look at that guy there.
But how can you be enthusiastic about this film?
It's hard.
Not even the younglings survived.
Not even the younglings.
This
Lightsaber. But we know this. The thing is, we've seen this in the film. Why do they have to
Yeah.
repeat what we've seen?
Why don't they already know because
Like-
of the Force or whatever? Or the Force works the way that the writer wants it to work. And sometimes it's we do get to see him slaying stuff.
He takes them out pretty quick. He's not messing around anymore. That lightsaber's seen some action. It's killed younglings. It's gone and
Yeah.
there we go. Captain Panic is sitting there loving it. So he's basically told the entire universe, sorry, I'm deformed now.
I look really evil now.
So there's a bunch of deleted scenes in this film where you see the form of the rebellion. So Mon Mothma's in it.
I've seen that.
sent
Yeah,
it
I've
to
seen.
you.
I thought that was actually in the film.
No, it's not. So, but the same actress comes back and reprises that
Yeah.
role, even though she's not in the film.
No, it's good that she did.
That's a different actor. The guy with the blue horns.
Yeah.
That's a different actor from the Attack of the Clones. I'm sure it is. There we go.
So this is how Liberty dies.
I did think, I sent you a message the other day. What would have improved the prequels if they just made Naboo older on?
That would be nice, wouldn't it? And it would give you some sort of
Connection. Bridge.
connection to it. A bit of sadness when it goes.
Yeah.
Oh, not this place again.
Celebrated the code warning all surviving Jedi to stay away. For the
I love how
No
Obi-Wan's
point
suddenly
doing
a
that because it's only you two.
Yeah.
time it will take.
Well, there's yeah. There we go.
For the first time, we have like videotape, don't we, or something? Let's look at the CCTV.
There is something I must know.
Do you think at this point he suspects it?
If into the security
He suspects it, doesn't he?
only pain will you find.
At this point,
Yeah. He suspects
yeah,
it's
obviously,
Truth, Master.
of course he does.
happening. Blimey, we've nearly been going for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Fourth.
It can't be.
It's got all that as well. So literally, the camera can go wherever it wants and captures everything. It's a bit
It's convenient.
convenient, yeah, isn't it?
Destroy the Sith. We must.
Look, I really... How much long is left?
Kill Anakin.
Fucking hell, 42 minutes.
Oh, mate.
It feels like there should be 10 minutes more, and that's about it.
Are you sure? Because this is a rip file, right?
Not do it.
This is the Blu-ray
42 minutes.
copy. Yeah, 42 minutes left. Yeah.
Oh,
It's a slow-paced film.
Maybe-
You knew his name. It's like,
maybe
I
we're
already
just
know it's called Darth
maybe we're
Vader.
just done with Star Wars, mate. Maybe we're just being like oversaturated.
Because this ain't Star Wars to me at all. This is not Star Wars at all.
How would you feel
just-
if I went to get a drink and you just like tried to talk for?
Oh, I'm happy with that.
minutes.
Can you get me one as well?
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
Right,
Cool.
enjoy trying to
It's
talk on your
the
own.
most exciting bit of the podcast now.
No way he is now.
The bit where Jude went and got a drink.
No.
Batman,
So Jude's left the room temporarily.
your help.
I think he's a bit sad because
From the Sith?
I'm not enjoying this film at all. But then I don't really like these prequels, and I can't pretend to. And
You're
I've been
wrong.
looking forward to watching
How could
them,
you even say
but this one in particularly is just, I don't know. It's
Security hologram.
it feels like more of what we didn't enjoy in the second one. But it's nice to hear that Jude kind of understands. And he's sort of agreeing with me on this.
He was deceived by a lie. We all were. It appears that the Chancellor is behind everything, including the war.
Jude's going to go and get me a drink of water. I'm absolutely
What is he
gasping.
looking for? After the death of Count Dooku, Anakin became his new
I think I hear him
apprentice.
coming back. All my feelings about these films, I would really still like to see Ewan McGregor play Obi-Wan Kenobi in this new film they're going to do, which I absolutely think will happen. I want to see him portrayed with a good actor, with a good director, not Lucas. I want him reading dialogue that's actually going to
He has become a very great threat.
be interesting to listen to rather than this tripe. I can't remember if you see how pregnant Padme is in this film, or whether or not. I think when she goes to meet Anakin, she's got a bump. But I don't think you've seen that before in the film.
Anakin is the father, isn't he?
No shit.
I'm so sorry.
Everyone's just got these kind of like balconies where you can land a ship. So Darth Vader now stands around on this lava planet and he cries. Welcome back, Jude. Saying about how Anakin Skywalker's just a big crybaby.
It's like sauna in here, mate.
It is,
Just
isn't
go
it?
outside. It's nice and fresh. He's a bit of a crybaby. He's depressed. He's very self-orientated.
That's yet another fucking silver spaceship that looks like it doesn't belong in the Star Wars
Boo
universe.
Cruiser. I think Vader keeps that ship, doesn't he? In some of the comics, or he's got a Naboo cruiser that he keeps, or he finds,
Does he?
And he keeps it for nostalgic. Like, I'm sure it's the cruiser from Attack of the Clones that he keeps, and he's like knocking about in some of the comics, and it's actually his like personal.
That's her shittest outfit ever, isn't it?
So
Sleeveless
it's her. She even
top
changes.
thing.
Does she change outfit to go and give birth and die in?
Yeah, I'm absolutely sure she does as well.
She
She
even at the
even
funeral
does.
as well.
Yeah, at a funeral, her hair gets like 5 times longer as well.
There we go. What I like here is doing nothing. What's he doing? He's just sitting there. There's not even a screen in front of him.
It is.
Like, it's
Yeah.
just literally sitting on a desk going, I'm just going to wait around.
Who's he talking
I've
to?
Anakin. What's he doing though? He's now got to the point where he's.
Could have at least cleared up those fucking bodies. He's been up to fuck all there. He's just not even bothered putting them outside, just leaving them laying around rotting.
What would you do, right? If. Do you know what annoys me actually? I was just thinking then. Palpatine's identity is secret the entire prequels. And in this film, they think it's a big wow moment, like we didn't know.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Move on. Right. So there she is. What would you do, right, if in episode 9 it turns out that it cuts back to a scene in this film, and it's Obi-Wan and Padme's still giving birth. She goes, Luke, yeah, Leia.
I'll be very disappointed. Yeah, I don't
want
to see any.
And then it comes back, and then there's a there's a triplet, and then she goes, Ray. And then they pop it in a fridge. What did you do?
So what? His eyes are back to normal now, are they?
Good
They are.
point.
They are. They're back to normal.
The dark side
Not.
that you
Let's have a look.
killed younglings.
Where's she had these
Keep
rumors
watching.
from? Oh, Obi-Wan stole it. Yeah, I missed that bit. I went to get a drink. Yeah, he's got blue eyes.
He's got his normal eyes back, so it's very inconsistent. Very inconsistent. I think if you took Darth Vader's helmet off in the original films, he wouldn't have glowing eyes.
All I want is your love.
Love won't save you, Padme. Only my new powers can do that.
My new powers. It's like nothing will stop her from dying during childbirth.
But the thing is, right?
The Force doesn't stop anyone from dying during childbirth.
He's killed kids.
Yeah.
Like there's no coming
Way
back from that.
is it?
I'm away with you.
Yeah.
So even like Darth Vader at the end of
Leave everything
Return of
else
Jedi.
Even fucking Fred West hung himself. I mean,
Yeah, but-
give up, Anakin.
Yeah,
Give
but-
up.
Anakin at the end of Return of Jedi, he's just sitting there going, "Yay!" They killed kids, mate. What? Obi-Wan and Yoda look at him and smile.
How many people do you think Darth Vader's killed by
Yeah.
the end of Return of the Jedi?
Well,
Things the way we want them to be.
Responsible
Millions.
for? Yeah, probably millions.
genocide. He's basically worse than Hitler.
Well, the Emperor,
Obi-Wan was right.
Yeah.
because the Emperor's the one that blows up planets, right? And things. Or Tarkin.
I don't want to hear any more about Obi-Wan.
Tarkin should have been in these films. I mean, he should have had
Don't you turn against
a
me.
much bigger role.
I think we need to go back. I mean, we mentioned it in one of the old
We'll go
episodes.
back and we'll rewrite each of them. We'll write
Yeah.
1 to 3 our own
We'll
way.
do it like an actual film. We'll get the
Read
intro
it
music.
out. Yeah.
We'll read
We'll
it
get
out. We'll
a
put the
nice
John Williams.
We'll get a real presenter, like a
How
voice
much money are
artist,
we gonna-
to narrate it, and then we'll pay people to actually
No,
read
we'll
the
act
lines.
it all. We'll act it all
like
out.
a radio drama.
Liar!
That'd be great. Talk about
Episode
fan-made things. Yeah.
Episode 1 could be like
Here to kill me.
2 podcasts long. Would that like?
Look at the way she's acting, like grabbing her neck. Not even genuine.
So can't be bothered.
Not even like
So
doing
now
a
he's-
proper choke.
He's fallen into domestic abuse. So she's gone. Here we go. So we've got another 30 minutes of basically lightsaber fight.
And don't get me.
Done that yourself.
He's not even
There's
concerned
a bit,
for her
right?
at all. He's not even concerned for her health, Obi-Wan. He's just standing still.
He goes up to her and checks her pulse in a minute.
Right.
But there's a bit where he whips his lightsaber out and he holds it behind him.
Obviously, the whole
And
movie's
Ewan
building
McGregor.
up to this, and it is
Yeah.
they're acting like it's the most important thing of cinematic history, and it's not even delivered in that way. Interesting
But
way.
watch how Obi-Wan whips his lightsaber out in a
Look how
minute.
still the camera is
Puts it
all the
behind
fucking
him.
time.
And I think Ewan McGregor was thinking the lightsaber's ignited as soon as I do that. He doesn't. He holds it like that behind him for about 30 seconds and then it ignites.
Right.
Your new empire?
Don't make me kill you. Anakin, my
That's a nice shot composition.
to democracy.
It's a nice composition. You got to admit that.
With
Yeah, right.
The 2 heads.
then you're my enemy.
Again, he's falling back into wooden acting. So here you go. Look, watch the way he pulls his lightsaber out. It's very weird.
I will do what I must.
So I think he thinks he ignites it there, and he doesn't.
Right, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah. He flicked his wrist and they didn't actually light the lightsaber at that point.
The best thing about this is the music.
Stop spinning around, you fucking twats.
It's very fast and
It doesn't look like they're trying to kill each other. It looks like they're trying to touch blue things together.
that's what Smurf said. They went down way too easily. What is the point of those guards?
What's the point of that guy standing around with a stick?
Surely the blue man stick guy is thinking, right, how am I going to get out of this one? I've come
Why
in
does he
too
know
deep.
his name is Darth Sidious?
Good point.
What, he just named him that?
Your arrogance blinds you, Master.
He's got a bit of a lazy eye.
Now you will experience
His contacts aren't even fucking straight.
They couldn't even get that right. Hang on.
There's some real goofs in this
You've
film as
made
well.
it
I'll
right.
point a couple of out.
You've made a good point there around Yoda knowing his name. What's that about?
Yeah. Darth Sidious.
On Instagram, we made a good little video of Palpatine in this film laughing like Ricky Gervais. So if you've seen that, go check it out, share it and like it. Got to try and find a plug somewhere, mate.
This is a plug for the show that they're already listening to.
Yeah, share it and like it. Just stepping over the dead bodies there.
Like it if you like it.
It's taking
Share
him a
it
long
if you
time
want
to
to
go, isn't it?
What? He's not getting up.
waited a long time for this moment. My
This guy's not going to get up again, those guards. Little green friend. What a fucking ridiculous line. My little green friend.
There we go.
That's CGI Kane there.
Jedi are no more. Not with anything to say about it. I have.
I think it's funny, his legs. Look at his legs. He's wearing like trousers from Primark. Like smart trousers from school. Do you remember them?
Yeah.
I just think the Emperor wearing all that felt and silk and like classical clothes just looks a bit weird. Look, he looks like something out of Tudor times. Like puffy, blousy sleeves and stuff.
Yeah. He looks more like Padme. Something she fucking wears.
He ran out of clothes. And what he started doing, he went into a wardrobe and just picked himself out a number.
He's a cross-dresser.
Cross-dressing.
It's like Norman Bates.
Yeah. He's wearing one of Padme's bras as well. Crushing him with his metal hand.
Do the just let go of the lightsaber,
Didn't think of that, did he?
like Ray does. Drop it down on his head.
Double kick. What makes me laugh is this is where Obi-Wan should have had him.
Kick him or something. Don't just lay there.
So,
Watching
look,
Yoda
I mean,
fight with the lightsaber. It's
yeah.
just so.
The symbolism of this bit, and I said it before, it's the centre of the galaxy. They're fighting for the galaxy. This is like, you can get more pixel perfect
Jude,
centre than that.
well done, mate, for observing that one. Christ.
Alright, there's no need to be a dick about it. I'm just trying to give some
It's a bit
credence.
obvious, mate.
Yeah, but not a lot of people pick up on it. And I'm just saying, if there's any credence in this film, it's that. If you're going to do storytelling for 20 minutes with no dialogue, you've got to do something.
Yeah, I guess so. There's no talking here. There's nobody pointing at things explaining the plot.
There's literally no dialogue for 20 minutes. It's fighting. You need to do something. I've got to admit, I don't like these sort of like little graphic symbols of. Do you see the table there? It looked like a TIE fighter's window.
Oh, really?
Pointless. What's the
right.
point? It's like a little nod to blink and you miss it, but
Yeah.
what is literally no point.
It doesn't really look like an environment that belongs in a Star Wars film, in my opinion.
No. I do like the Duel of Fates music. It's the best thing about the prequels, this soundtrack.
John Williams, can still bring out some good scores. The Force Awakens is lacking when it comes to a great score.
Yeah,
and
Last
Last
Jedi's
Jedi as well.
They
don't really have. Not really. It's more the same, really.
He's under pressure, mate. He's under pressure to
he's
find.
He's very old. I mean, the guy shouldn't really be expected to belt out the stuff he did at the prime of his life. E.T. and Jaws and The Empire Strikes Back and...
Oh, the Superman's lovely.
Superman, my God. Yes, Superman. Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
I mean... yeah. Superman score's incredible.
Well, maybe we should just do a few podcasts and commentate on some old 80s films.
I would love to do that.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that. We'll call it...
we'll spin it off.
Yeah, back to the 80s or something.
Well, I want to do a podcast where I show you films you've never seen before that are classics, and we do a commentary on those.
Like what?
Like The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. I bet you've never seen that. I bet you've never seen Marathon Man.
I've seen The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. Am I interested in it? No.
Really?
Can't be bothered, mate.
So it's epic. It's a masterpiece. Oh.
Rubbish.
Boom, boom, boom. Is that the fight over now?
That's the fight over. Also,
Talk
he loses his cloak.
Oh, yeah.
Little upskirt shot there of Sidious. So. Like, where's his lightsaber? Why did he lose that for? I like how convenient they just turned the off button. Because the off button's
what
like on. So, the whole factory's blowing up now.
Oh, right.
Because they turned the coolant off.
Oh.
And what I like, it wasn't in the lock's vault, the button. It was on a desk. And they just accidentally leaned on. One of them pushed it with his arse cheek. That's how dangerous it is. Like, where's the health and safety when you need it on
you think it'd be behind a big flap, like on the train, where it says, do not press this alarm. Lift this up to press it if you really, really want to press it.
Yeah.
Please don't press it.
Have you got the visual dictionary for Last Jedi?
Yes.
You know Snoke's ring?
Yes.
Comes from under Vader's castle.
That's
What's that
right.
about then?
It doesn't say. It just says it's from a cave below the castle.
Yeah.
Then he's not dead. Double your search.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir. Tell Captain Cargill to prepare my shuttle for immediate takeoff. Yes,
How do you explain that? That place is now trashed. How do you explain that to all the senators? All your pods are smashed up.
First order of business: repair all the weird pod things.
Yeah.
You
As
think
if
somebody would get burned
Yeah, that little bit of like a fleck of lava.
would really fucking hurt.
I mean,
And probably injure
I've
you
dropped
quite
my
badly.
teaspoon in the tea this morning, and that flipping hurt.
Yeah.
I'm talking like tiny water droplets of boiling water.
Yeah.
I'm flipping massive tennis ball sized chunks of lava.
This is all very far fetched, though, isn't it? I mean,
Oh, as if they wouldn't
just
die.
as if they've got.
Would have seemed like this have
There's
ruined
no
it.
regard for their own safety. They just think we'll
gotta-
get out of this somehow. Just continue killing each other.
Okay, this film is making The Last Jedi look
This just
amazing.
What's all this about? How the fuck did he know that Yoda was going to jump out that hole like that? Fucking hell!
Tracking beacon.
To exile. I must go.
You better explain that. Yeah, better explain that.
Yeah, but why? Like that. The thing is, yeah,
So he's
you
doing a
didn't
Luke
fail.
Skywalker then?
You didn't fail. You just lost your lightsaber, mate. Get a new lightsaber and go back and have him again when he's least expecting it. He gives up way too easy. They would not survive that as a massive waterfall drop.
I'd rather that the Emperor didn't
Waterfall
use a
lava
lightsaber at all, to be honest, and that was never shown. I'd rather he was just a bit like Snoke.
Yeah.
Very powerful, and you don't see any. The second you make Snoke do all physical things, it just becomes unbelievable, which is why he doesn't do that in the film.
I like how Snoke just sits there
Yeah.
and uses the Force. It
He
doesn't
uses
even.
one finger, pushes people around. He's not even frightened of of Rey. He mocks everybody.
Yeah.
Mocks his own apprentice and stuff. And it backfires. But again, Yoda shouldn't fight. I don't think we shouldn't see him with a lightsaber. This bit's very annoying. With these little annoying robots, it just becomes like a. Feels like you're on a ride now, like kind of.
You got to admit though, the lava CGI is pretty good for lava.
Yeah, it looks. I mean, I can't really imagine a planet covered in lava. What that would look like. I guess they've done well to get all the steam and stuff on there, and they've got like red embers as well in the air.
So you got yellow eyes again? No.
Chancellor Palpatine is evil. From my point of view, the Jedi are evil.
Why? There's no justification for that. He's been with the Jedi for what? All his life, all his adult life,
George
and teen
Lucas,
life,
man.
and all of a sudden he's now saying they're evil.
I'll tell you
why? Because they wouldn't promote him to master.
Petulant.
Yeah,
Petulant.
the guy's a wanker. The guy is a wanker, and I don't believe it's Darth Vader at all.
Why did you become Darth Vader?
Darth Vader doesn't
Didn't
fight
promote
like
me.
that. Look at the way that he's.
Didn't promote me. High ground wins. It's cack. It doesn't mean Darth Maul had the high ground in episode 1 when Obi-Wan was hanging down that little hole. Didn't stop him there.
Don't try it.
Could use the Force to get him. Were you surprised by how graphic this was when you saw it at the cinema?
A little bit.
I was expecting something like this because there was a leaked photo of him all burnt. Do you remember that getting
Yeah, I
papers?
remember that, yeah.
It was sort of a makeup test photo or something.
Oh, that's you.
It was him walking. He was all burnt up, and he was obviously walking around the set like that. And then someone had leaked this photo of him. He looked really kind of like rotten,
Yeah.
like mummified. It was quite frightening.
There's his lightsaber.
It's like,
close
wow,
up.
is that supposed to be Darth Vader?
I got to admit, what a pleasure it was when he's just got red eyes now.
Yeah.
So what's
He
that
gets
about?
angry.
So he wasn't fighting with anger that whole of that fight.
My brother Anakin,
Do you think?
I loved you.
Do you think that scene in Rogue One where you see Vader in that Bacta tank was needed?
It's not needed, but it's
Shows
just,
his humanity.
it's
and
one of the best
vulnerability.
bits of the film,
Yeah.
isn't it? It kind of fills that gap, the lull between the kind of her father's died, and then they've got to go to Scarif and stuff, and they go back to Yavin in between, don't they?
Yeah, it's very graphic, this bit.
Yeah, it's very graphic for a Star Wars film. This is the first time like that kind of
So you know,
mutilation was depicted.
Sidious comes and picks him up. With a
Yeah,
plan.
how does he find him? There he is.
Well, I assume he's using the Force, but what I like is the convenience.
Did he
of
have the
Vader
suit ready? Yeah.
Like, is that just like a standard?
Maybe it takes
suit?
place over a couple of days, though. And if he's burning
Designed
hot, and
like-
you presumably want to soak him in that Bacta stuff for ages before you put him into the suit.
No, but if you see the suit, they put the suit on him, and he's
Straight
still
away.
got like
Still
still
black.
scabs and stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Still wearing his coat. They haven't put him in any back to stuff. He's just like scabbed up, and they're like, I mean, that must hurt.
Yeah. And it's too Frankenstein-y. They also changed his arms on
You
the
bought me
table,
that
didn't
for-
they? Because originally
for Christmas.
his arms were up here by his face, and then they
Down there.
digitally removed them to change them. Literally took his arms off and put them on digitally somewhere else. Yeah,
What locked him into the table?
so he can break out when he stands up.
But yeah.
Yeah. The original trailer shows his arms in different places.
They shouldn't have put Vader
But it's
in
all
the trailer
CGI,
at all.
you know. Yeah, it was too.
There we go. So if you read the book Rogue One, the preview to Rogue One, I can't remember what it's called now, but they start building the Death Star ring on Geonosis.
Right.
So I assume that's being built now. But later on, you see them looking out the window of the Star Destroyer. So it's those inconsistencies that just don't. It starts
Again, I think that supports the theory that the final scenes of the movie take place a couple of weeks later.
Weeks, I'd say years even. Because
No,
you
because
see Grand Moff
baby-
Tarkin and.
Yeah, but you see Obi-Wan delivering the baby, which is about a couple of days old.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Obi-Wan.
Yeah, don't get too close. You know, you're all covered in robes, and it is very hot there.
There he is. Don't touch his face.
Before he stings.
At that point, it's like, oh, he's gone. Yoda's meditating. Communicating with Qui-Gon Jinn, I imagine.
Excuse me, Master Yoda.
Where's this?
This is just like a little hideout in an asteroid belt, probably the same asteroid belt that
Oh, right.
they fly through with the Millennium Falcon.
I hope not.
Space slug over there, look.
Where?
It's a little base, mate, I'm joking.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. A little base inside her. Oh, it's okay, right.
So she's gone, mate.
Don't you hate the way that R2 and C-3PO are in these movies and they're with them
But
all
they're
the way?
just pointless. They don't do anything.
No.
And I'm
They don't need to
finding
be in these films at
I'm
all.
finding
Although
it
they
a little
could
bit
have
with the
introduced.
sequels.
Yeah, yeah. Too many characters now, isn't there? And not enough to do with them. R2 did 2 things or 1 thing or something in that last film.
Mate, he would have been infected by
Cover
them.
him up a little bit. Don't let him get all wet.
Give him a brolly.
Give him a brolly. Yeah.
Medically, she's completely healthy. For reasons we can't explain, we're losing her.
She's lost the will to live.
Sorry.
What, the reason being that she's not in the original
Right,
trilogy?
that in itself
Lazy.
is a juxtaposition.
And change the outfit again.
So hang on, she's physically healthy for reasons we can't be. Sorry, let me rewrite that for you. For reasons I can't be bothered to explain, we're losing her. Lazy.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Why? She could have just survived and gone undercover with Bale on Alderaan,
Yeah.
and then just died of natural causes. Like a few years later, we don't need to have that explained. I mean, Leia explains it in Return of the Jedi, maybe.
Yeah.
Look at the state of that. So you can show
But
this
it's all
to a kid.
CGI.
You can
isn't
show
it?
that to a kid.
Can you?
Nah, I wouldn't show it to my boy until he was at least 13. CGI
You know,
baby
weird
as well.
robot looks like nothing.
Mate, the
we've
baby
seen.
CGI is Luke.
God almighty.
Luke. So that's the first time we see him, mate. The last time we see him, he's on Arc 2. Think of that.
The last, yeah. What the fuck is that robot saying?
Uber. Soldier in a cab wants to get out of here. Uber.
It's not even like the normal medical droids that you see in the other films,
No.
like the 2-1B, whatever. There's one there. But again, it's moving too much. It's too... Right. No chin thing there.
Yeah, no breastplate. Oh, the breastplate.
And then
there.
in a second, the chin thing's there.
This is a good bit where
There
it
you go,
focus-
see?
Yeah.
So that's a goof.
It focuses on the mask from the side
Yeah, seeing
goes
inside the
silent.
mask, yeah.
and just one
Get
breath
all those
cut.
things on there as well. That's good detail. But you know what they've made a big mistake here?
Wait,
Symmetrical mask.
just the one breath. Yeah, symmetrical mask.
It looks nothing like him.
Too shiny as well.
It's just it doesn't look a fucking thing like the Vader that you see in the original films. Even the lenses are flat for some reason. They're not bulbous, which they should be. And
Yeah,
I don't know why they did that. I don't know why
no.
they decided to completely change the mask. What did you say? I know
There's
this.
still good in him. That's basically what she's trying to say.
Okay.
So she's gone. He's lumbered with a couple of twins. There's Vader. rise. So in the trailer, it was like, Lord Vader, rise. And then you see this bit. I remember the outrage when he shouted, screams no. The fans went mad on that.
Where is Padme? Is she safe? Is she all right?
It seems in your anger, you killed
See, the Emperor looks scared of him. It's just stupid.
She was alive. I felt it.
That's some powerful force right there, mate. You don't see that till Rey. Till Rey cracks floors.
It's very Frankenstein, isn't it? But then Dave Prowse played Frankenstein's monster as well.
Hey.
In the Hammer films. Yeah. And Peter Cushing played Frankenstein. So
There you go.
that's a nice little partnership there.
Incestuous.
Yeah, they'd already met.
So there we go then. There's Naboo. There's the hangar. And
Safe. The children must be kept.
We must take them somewhere where the Sith will not sense their presence.
Split up, they should be.
it's Luke and Leia's theme. John,
Yeah.
John Williams.
We've always talked of adopting a baby girl. She will be loved with us. And what of the boy?
To Tatooine. To his family send him.
First place they'd fucking look.
Like,
If they suspected there'd be a child. Why not just change his name as well? No, keep it the same.
yeah.
Skywalker.
Yeah.
The time is right. Disappear, we will.
In the book I Got You,
Wait a moment.
from a certain point of view,
In your solitude,
there's a story where,
training
having been killed by Vader, Obi-Wan visits
an old
Yoda
friend
and says,
path to immortality.
I want you to train
One who has returned
them or whatever.
to the Force.
And he says, yeah, I've been wanting to train Leia ever since she was born. And when he goes, no, I want you to train Luke.
Oh,
And
really?
he's like saying, no, Leia's the one. She's the serious one. She's got the serious mind or whatever.
Yeah.
So Yoda wanted to train
Leia.
Leia in this short story.
Hmm.
She got to see or read.
Oh, that's a convenient.
So why
as well.
why wipe his mind and not
So
wipe
he can't
R2's?
tell Luke, and because he doesn't understand, he doesn't know what's happened in Episode 4. You know the rebellion against the Empire.
There's some of it
Right.
because he says stuff like, after what we've been through in the Clone Wars, and,
He doesn't say he's been in the Clone Wars.
doesn't he?
No, he says, I've been
Oh
in
yeah,
the
rebellion and all. Yeah, several I think. Yeah.
There you go. So she's still pregnant there because they're faking it. So another new queen.
Oh right, I thought that was simply because her belly hadn't gone down.
No, the whole point is that they're faking the pregnancy.
Bibble
so
was there, he didn't get a line.
First grade TIE fighters.
Yeah. CGI Vader there.
There you go, and there's a Death Star being built because apparently it's on public display, not a secret.
Everybody can just have a good gander at it.
It looks
That
cat
really cack Tarkin there. Bad.
crud.
Not much conversation going on there.
No, I'd like to know the ratio of conversation to footage of this film. And
This
that's
is Alderaan.
Alderaan.
Right.
So it's basically Switzerland.
Oh look, there's Julie
Couple of-
Andrews.
A couple of dairy cows. Someone's skiing up there. This should have been Naboo. Everything's quite round and soft and very pastely here. I think that's the thing.
And so
with the
this is the
prequels.
woman who Leia thinks is her mother.
No, Leia knows. it has a connection with Padme. She died when she was very young. So
Doesn't remember.
Yeah,
that.
Leia's referring to
Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman.
That's bullshit.
She
was happy
just
and
feel it.
sad. Like, how can your newborn baby love?
He cocked up, mate. This is what
Doesn't make
at
any
this
sense.
point. Lucas is scrabbling, and he knows he suddenly designed himself into a corner with the script and the films, and he's gone, "I've got to answer everything." Crap. There
They're
they are.
way too young for
Baru and,
in 19 years' time. Look at the fucking state of her. Bloody hell. Most of his friends are gone. And the same with... they've just cast him too young. Baru and Owen, way too young.
Yeah.
And Obi-Wan looks way too young as well.
Can't believe these two get the last scene of the film. So, brilliant. Hope you enjoyed that commentary.
More than we enjoyed the film.
So, yeah.
The last Star Wars film to be written and directed by George Lucas, thank God.
And we are, what are we doing? Rogue One next.
Definitely do Rogue
Oh,
One.
I can't wait for
I
that.
can't either.
It's going to be like
Might
Oxygen
even get a
after
third
that.
guest on for that, but we'll wait and see.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Rogue One next. So, I hope you enjoyed that, guys. And let us know what you thought. As usual, you can get a hold of us on all the normal social media. We're Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Keep the conversation going.
Keep it going. If you're not already following us on one of those, do follow us on one of those, because you can find out a lot more about what we're getting up to. And we like to share fun stuff. And there's loads of communities. There's a nice community out there now that are listening to the show and taking part. And
Yeah, just out of interest, we did this on the first commentary. If you've got this far,
yeah,
I want you to get onto Instagram and comment on the picture of this
episode.
promotional episode and say, what should we get them to say? Bum fluff.
Yeah, cool.
If you've got this far and you're still listening, bum fluff. We'll count them up just out of interest.
Yeah.
Nice one.
All right. Until next time, I've been John Galantini.
I've been Jude Obi-Wan Gay.
And may the force be with you. Bye.